How are we doing tonight, Skywatchers? It is a clear night once again, so hopefully we're going to have some very interesting sightings. Let's get ourselves rolling across the board everywhere. I think we are live. Yeah, so if you're just joining us, it is going to be another wonderful Skywatch, looking out for UFOs, UAP, and all of the strange stuff in the night sky here, live from the heart of Crop Circle Country, Wiltshire, here in the UK, right down the road from Stone Henge, but in the very heart, instead of Crop Circle Country, repeat myself. Yeah, we're looking out for the weird and wonderful, the strange and anomalous. Let's get that tracker going, see if it can spot anything in the blue there. That blue is the last bit of daylight. We need that to leave the lens. So need the sun to go around, and then we're going to see more and more stars, more and more coloration there, and yeah, hopefully some strange things up there too. Who have we already got in there as well? We've got Dan in, we've got Ads in there, we've got Joni in there as well, Nevermind too, Terry is in as well, and Logic. How are you doing, guys? Good to see you all in over on the tubes there. Let me just screw that around because that one's not working. Over on the TikTok, we got Dodo already in there. Thank you for the gifts, appreciate that. All goes back into the stream, and as Ad said there, smash the likes, appreciate that, because the likes, the shares, are tapping away, all of that stuff there. It really does help us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves. So the more eyes and minds we get on the old phenomena, the more we can all piece this puzzle together. We've got one tracked one. That's quite a nice bright one. Don't know why it lost the track there. That's a little bit rough. Ooh, why is my... Hold on, guys. What's going on here? Why can't I actually zoom in on anything tonight? Very, very strange. Yeah, that's all working. So why are we having a problem with that? A little bit frustrating. Come on, zoomy. Is it that one? No. No, it's not having it there. That is frustrating. Right, we are zooming in tonight, apparently. So, guys, if you are just joining us, can I do it this way? Manually? I can do it manually there. Right, yeah, if you are just joining us, there we go, just leaving the screen there. We're doing our live UFO, UAP Skywatch tonight. Coming to you live from Wiltshire here in the UK. Paul, how are we doing, support? And thank you for gifting the membership. I can't remember, Cheap, what your actual was. That Cheap Astro. How are you doing that? And you got the gifted membership, so that means you'll be able to join us for our next deep dive. There, we did a double bill yesterday, didn't we? Why is that one not connecting? The TikTok chat isn't connecting for some reason to my main chat, which is very, very frustrating. Well, there. Oh no, now it's going to connect. There we go. Now it is. I think. Weird, bloody weird technology of these days. But yeah, we've got to wait for that blue to go there, the last bit of daylight, and we're going to see more and more anomalous things. Who is in tonight? Do say hello, let us know where you're all watching from there, and if you've seen or thinking any old UFO news there, do feel free to share it. We can chew that over whilst we're waiting for the action to appear live on screen there. And Alone coming in with the gifts as well, appreciate that. Another few from Doodle there. It all goes back into the stream. Welsh, how are you in there? Hoping I can see some meteors, hopefully. Hope we had a good couple last night. They were like the real big bright tails across the screen. Absolutely stunning to see there. It's been a while. How are you? We're all good. This heat though, this heat has been kind of getting to me, but hopefully it's going to cool down a bit, although saying that in a few days time it's going to go straight back up for us here. How about yourselves? Where are we there? Grim coming in with the gifts as well. Appreciate those guys. It all goes back into the stream. Help us improve what we do. So at the minute, we're saving up to take the show on the road to our live UFO hotspot tour here in the UK, kicking things off. Excuse me, with Rendlesham Forest, which is, you know, the site of the landing / potential crash just outside the US airbase back in the, was it the early 80s? I think it was around there. So yeah, live Skywatches from all of those locations. So yeah, we've got the t-shirt for it. Look, it's our special edition tour t-shirt. All of the map of the UK with all the little weird things from all the locations, and all the locations are listed on the back there. Terry's in from Redcar. How are your skies tonight? Is it across the board clear skies for everybody in the UK? We had a fefew clouds earlier, but it has been a generally bright day there. Leafort is in as well. How are you doing? Yeah, why is my scrolling not working? It's very frustrating. Let me have a look, see if I can fix that one, because it's going to frustrate me. Keyboard shopper. It should be working. Oh dear. Well, okay, it's obviously having a sulk tonight. How about this? Is this working for me? Yeah, that's working. Okay, right, yeah. No super zoom tonight. typically. There, and Logic there, been pissing it down in the Clyde Valley. Oh, well, up the Clyde Valley, all the way up there. God, I could do with a decent rain shower. Proper thunderstorm would be, I think, really, really cool. It feels like it's been ages since then, since we had something like that. Grim?
Nom nom nom, thanks, guys.
Coming in, feeding Alan there, appreciate that. We've got a few bits of activity already tonight. We're going to be chasing the darkness, so as it gets darker, that blue's going to go, more stars are going to come out, and I'm going to keep turning up the brightness so we can make sure we're seeing everything that is happening on a screen there. Carl as well, coming in with the gifts. How are we doing tonight, Carl? Good to see you in, and feeding Alan there as well.
Nom nom nom, thanks,
now,
guys.
if you see something the tracker has missed and we're not paying enough attention to, if you drop the coordinates in the chat, it should highlight the grid boxes there. Try and predict the square you think it's going to be in there because of the delay, the slight lag. It should then align itself all correctly. And Lee4 as well, coming in with the gifts. Massive appreciation, guys. Said getting us closer to our on the road Locust Skywatches there. And Raph, fellow, my tinfoil hat wearers, I can say that. How are you doing tonight, Raph? How many more days off have you got? And Cheap, where are we looking? So pretty much directly up. Pretty much straight up from where we are here in the UK. We want to catch a Vega again. I might tilt it back down because I think we might get more meteors that way, but I always like to keep Vega in shot for as much as we can there. And I'm too old. Thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from? Guys, if you're new here, do say hello. Let us know where you're watching from tonight and ask away any questions you may have, whether it is what we're doing, why we're doing it, or how we're doing it. It's all good here. There's no silly questions. And if you've had an experience with the strange, something anomalous in the night sky even, we would love to hear about that one whilst we're waiting for the action to happen on screen. We're all good, Carl. We're all good. Leanne's back worse for wear after her what was it, the hen do. So Bath didn't know what hit it there as well. Random, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight? Do say hello. And hold to skip there. I used to host a UFO podcast a few years ago there. Gutted. I stopped to be honest. Oh, hold. What was your favourite story? I imagine story. Was it interview stories? What was the favourite thing that you covered during that? And yeah, now is the time. It's kind of all kicked off again. Maybe dust off the microphone hold and see if you can get in there. What was the best thing you covered there? Was an interview or a story? And where is my cursor? Back on Tuesday. Oh, that's getting a bit close there. Loch Lomond is in as well. How are we tonight, guys? God, it is the end of the weekend. I could always do with another extra day, but I imagine everybody will say that one. Unless I win the lottery or someone a couple of million. You never know. There's still a day there. Helen's in as well. Cloudy in Scotland. Keep your clouds for tonight. I can have them during the day tomorrow, so it cools down. But tonight we want to keep these skies clear, don't we? Otis is very happy, Dawdle. Very, very happy. Oi, how are you doing? Random there, coming in with the shares. Appreciate that, guys. It is the likes, the shares, the tapping away, all of that sort of jazz there. That really does help us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves. And the more eyes and minds on the old phenomena, I said, the more we can all piece this puzzle together. There, Astra is in too. How are we doing? Stu as well there. How did I miss? Oh no, there it is there. And Johnny there from near Aberdare, South Wales. Is it Regos? Have I totally got that one right? Or wrong? Probably wrong there. How are your skies tonight? South Wales, again, not too far for us as the crow flies, is it there? Tends to, when there are sightings here, there tends to be sightings there. Have you ever seen anything strange? I'd love to hear about that if you have there. Oi, coming in with the gifts as well. Appreciate all of that. And we're at 25 mil, I think. 25 millimeters is the length there, Cheap. Yeah, right, like and subscribe. Appreciate that one, guys, if you choose to do so. But yes, we're doing our live UFO UAP Skywatch tonight there. Coming to you live from Wiltshire here in the UK, right in the heart of Crop Circle country, and just down the road from Stone Henge. So why is my chair so noisy? It's going to... Oh, that's why it's so noisy. I've got a coat hanger on the back of it. Anyway, yeah, coming to you from Wiltshire, just down the road from Stone Henge. Long history of the strange and anomalous, weird and wonderful in the night sky here. Tonight should be no different. We've got to wait for that blue to go. That's the last bit of daylight that the lens is picking up. And hopefully... we're going to see more and more objects there. Oh, the tracker is struggling. It has been the last couple of days. I was hoping to make some fixes to that one, but it's not. It doesn't seem to be having it. Let me check something on here as well. See, because I'm annoyed my Zoom isn't bloody working. See if that will help it. Let that load in. Go away. Right, is it gonna super zoom now? No. No, it's not having it tonight, is it? Very pain in the ass. Oh well, we'll have to deal without it there. Alright, where do we get to in the chat? Clear skies here, so it looks all good for Wednesday's eclipse. Oh crap, yeah, Wednesday's the eclipse, isn't it? I totally forgot about that one. Yeah, because I was trying to see if we can arrange an on-location Skywatch close by for that one. But, you know, that'll be later on. I suppose we can still catch the eclipse, couldn't we? And hold! My favourite episode I did was the Alderney/Guernsey UFO 2007 sighting there. We got a lot of lights. Oh, I don't know much about that one. Tell me more on that particular incident. And in Dartmoor, so hold, Dartmoor. Yeah, I do love a bit of Dartmoor. I suppose lots of people, it's beautiful there. Have you ever seen anything strange? There are a few accounts from over that way of weird things. But generally, you know, it's got a lot of history there, and there is a lot of overlap, isn't there, with the older folklore stuff and the modern ufology. Could all be the same sort of thing there. And Wanzi coming in with other follows. Where are you joining us from there? Danny coming in with the shares. Appreciate that. Hey up is in there. Very cloudy where you are. Good to see some clear skies. And is this from a telescope, Kyle? So no, actually it's not. Most people think it is a telescope. Quite, you know, but we want basically a wider field of view. Telescopes roughly, you know, are like a super zoom. You know, see all the planets that are very, very far away. This is basically just a good digital camera, live feeding to the night sky. So we never know where the action is going to be there. Oh, the meteor storm, Jeff. So, yeah, that is this whole period. We have started to see more and more meteors. Hopefully, we're going to start to see some tonight. We had a good, really, really good ones. When was that? Yesterday. We had some really, really nice ones there. Series 7, Episode 12 of Skinwalker Ranch there was a good UAP following the helicopter and drones. I think I'm on no, it wasn't Series 1 because that wasn't available for me to watch. So I'm 3 episodes into like Series 4 or 5. Harco there coming in with the gifts. Thank you for that. All goes back into stream. Oh, there's loads more appeared there as well. And as Carl says there, the likes and the shares, it really does help us reach you all. You never know who's going to come in and what experience with the phenomena that they are going to share. It's even going to be clear in Scotland. Wait, well, for the eclipse, got to make the most of that, because 9 hour luck, you know, it'd be bloody cloudy as well. We're all good, Rio. How are you doing? Armed with Red Bull and munchies, so it's all good there. How are we, Harco? You're all home now from your holidays? Guys, if you're joining us, we're doing a live UFO UAP at Skywatch tonight there. Coming to you live from Wiltshire here in the UK, so right in the heart of Crop Circle country and just down the road from Stone Henge. Long history of the strange and anomalous, the weird and wonderful in these skies. In fact, this little town had its own UFO flap here in the 60s and 70s. Probably one of the most unique ones that I have ever heard of. It was 10 to 15 years of consistent sightings. It wasn't just there was a sighting, then 2 years later there was another one. No, it was all of the time during that period. Multiple people witnessing the same events from different sides of town. People travel internationally to have an experience with the phenomena here. It was a little bit of a place, but we don't hear about it much anymore. I think it deserves a little bit more attention, but it does seem to be still very, very active in these skies. So that's what we're doing. We're looking out to see if we can spot them. We're going to see. I can't really. Can I try and do a zoom on? Where's my cursor? There it is. See if I do a manual zoom here.
Zoom mode activated.
Right, where are we? No, there it is. There we go. So we've got a little one here. Can you see that one? We're going to see lots of objects like that tonight, but I'm going to have to zoom back out because there we go. We need to see them stop dead, shoot off at speed, change their course or trajectory, because that is how we know for sure that it is something a lot stranger than a man-made satellite. There's lots of them up there. Most of what we're going to see is going to be those. So until it displays that anomalous movement, we're not going to know for sure otherwise. But that's why we need all of you. That is why it's a hunt. We need you to help us spot all of these anomalies there. DJ coming in with the shares. Rio, thank you for the gifts there and for feeding Alan.
Thanks,
all goes back into the stream. Help us improve what we do. And there's a few hotspots on Dartmouth where UFOs have been seen. So I've heard roughly of things like that. It's definitely going to, I think we've got Bodmin for some reason on our tour, but it's going to change to Dartmoor, Dartmouth. But yeah, so we're gonna see a bit. But Pojo there, it was like a normal satellite, and it got right, and then went missing. Oh, so it went to the right. It changed its direction. That is very, very interesting here. And sure, it's clear where you are. I like it. Where was that one there, Pojo? Where was that? Where can we find that one? And 2007, commercial pilot Ray Bauer and his 7 passengers and a radar spotted a mile wide. Oh, actually, yes, I know. Is that the one with the air traffic control audio from that one, and it's where he's reporting to air traffic control, and they're not taking it seriously. You can hear the other controllers in the background having a bit of a giggle, and then sort of later on, other pilots did see that one, and they were kind of hesitant to go, yeah, we did see. Is it that one? Because that was a brilliant when I heard that account there. And it's always awesome for Skywatch is there. Spent many a time up there scanning the skies. I need to know the specific hotspots. I've got a few favourite places where I used to camp when I was much younger and I could drive. So maybe we'll revisit some of those. No images from the moon crash. They're slacking there. And Andy, how are you doing tonight as well? Good to see you there. And Mr. Money is Skinwalker Ranch. Worth watching there. I watched a few, but seemed nuts. So Skinwalker Ranch, it's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag. The ranch itself has a history well before the TV show. Like, really, there is something very, very strange going on there. And I expect that the TV show lot are going to be experiencing a lot of that. For me, it's, you know what the American shows are like, though. It's 5-minute recap for what's been generally going on in the series, 5 minutes of actual content, 5-minute advert break, 5-minute of recap what happened with the first part, 5-minute of content, 5-minute advert break, and you out of it you get very, very little there. So that's definitely what it was like when I last watched, but it still can be some gems within it there. Clear skies in Aberdeen, Rio. I love to hear that one. And I love Dartmoor's day up. No good for our Sam with the wild ponies. Oh, God, I forgot about that. God, yeah, we have had a few nighttime pony attacks with Pete as well, actually. So that was well before our sky watching days. So maybe we'll have to relive that one. If you did see, I don't know if you guys saw it in the general I posted earlier, we're dabbling with the new point of view camera features for our on location. So it won't be for the next one, I don't think. But, if all goes to plan, we'll have the weird face cameras on us, right, so you'll be able to see those reactions when we get attacked by wild animals. And Logic there, blessed to have a friend who lives on Dartmoor, and some amazing time spent there, stunning part of it really is. There's something about, I always used to holiday down that sort of way as a kid, and it was, to be fair, when you get to past the M25 down the A303, you start to get into Wiltshire here, but more Somerset, Devon sort of way. The terrain changes, the tree types change. There's just those little subtle cues, and it always used to, as a kid, you'd start to see that terrain change. A few more boulders sticking out the ground, and it gives you that holiday spirit. And yeah, Dartmoor is absolutely lovely, and it's nice and conveniently located, isn't it? You can just nip in there. And hold as well there. I was also on that UFO podcast as a guest a few times back in the day there. Might get the mic back out. 100% hold. 100%. You got to do it. The more people doing it, the more chance of other people hearing it, the more to spread the word. So definitely give that one a go. And you got to let us know, hold, if you do, so we can all listen in there. So guys, just joining us, we're doing our live UFO UAP Skywatch tonight. Coming to you live from Wiltshire here in the UK, right in the heart of Crop Circle country, and just down the road from Stone Henge. So do say hello. Let us know where you're watching from tonight, and ask away any questions. There's no silly questions at all. We want to hear from you all. Might take me a second to get through to the messages because I'm reading through everybody's, but we will get to you there. Make sure you're following or subscribed, whatever it is, wherever you are, because we're on pretty much every night. Clear skies, it's the UFO UAP Skywatch, and we've got a lot of these coming up. What with the heat wave we've had, we've barely had any other time for any other content, but so we're on pretty much every night. And if it's a cloudy night, we do this. The alien radio signal hunt there, where we search the hydrogen line, the channel on the radio dial where scientists theorize that if ET is out there, this is where they'd put the message, hello, is anybody else out there? It's where the wow signal was heard, and if the moon is up and I can be bothered, it looks like that. We do a moon watch looking for what's called translunar phenomena, the things that astronomers have seen throughout the years but cannot explain. We've seen it too ourselves, so yeah, do make sure you're joining us, and that way you'll be able to get those notifications when we go live. Hey Kate, how are we doing today? And the TOC at the minute is working tonight. Touch wood. I don't know if it's fully resolved itself, but for now we'll see. And going to be a scorching by Wednesday. Again, mid-30s, so hoping that means clear skies for the eclipse. Well, at the very least for that, but it's never bloody ending. It's never ending, isn't it? There. So I'm trying to see if Pete's about this week for that. See if we can do another localish Skywatch with the new kit. And right after that, I can't remember where I saw it, but I watched an interview with an ex-soldier who said a UFO was hovering over their boat, disappeared, then turned up again when they got to the Middle East. So there are so much now. I mean, this is the majority of the current disclosure files that the US are dropping. My opinion, coming in with all the gifts. Sorry, you guys, totally missed those ones. Rio as well, loads. Oh my God, loads in there. Leaf Fort 2. Appreciate that. It all goes back into the stream. Help us improve what we're doing. Sam, where are you joining us from? Thank you for the follow. Do say hello. But yeah, the modern disclosure drops, lots of it is the Middle East, all these sorts of active areas. And we were saying this just in the last one there. That the last one we were reviewing, which was yesterday, wasn't it, the most recent drop? It was actually phone footage recording the military radar sensors. And you're thinking, if that jumped out to those operators, those trained, skilled operators, they're used to what things look like on those screens, and they went, this is worth me getting my phone out of my pocket to make sure we record this because it is so strange and I want to show my mates or whatever. That says a lot to me. There's some really good interview stuff knocking around at the minute. Oh, God, there really is, Raf. We're in such a really good time for it, isn't there? There's some really, really skilled people out there that are not just repeating the same old things, because you never used to get new stuff back in the days. You'd watch a Discovery Channel special on this or that, and it'll be the same stuff repeated over and over again. But now we've got some really, really talented people out there actually doing some journalistic work, coming up with new connections, coming up with new leads and people there. What a time to be arrived there. Oh, it got bright. Sorry, not right. Interesting behaviour for that object. And Mr. Money, get the treasure, guys. Oh, Mr. Money put a treasure box in there. Thank you, guys. I hope you thanked Mr. Money for that one. And anyone seen the film called Proximity? It's about aliens. It's on our movie club list. I don't think we've not seen it yet, but it is on the movie club list. So at some point we are going to be watching it as a little community. So guys, over on the Discord, link in bio there. Not only is it your personal experiences there, the latest UFO news and all this sort of jazz, we do a monthly alien movie club. So we vote on an alien film, which I think we're still voting for the minute for this month's one. And then last Friday of the month normally we sit down and watch it together and chat along in the Discord. So Proximity might be up for the vote. I don't know. I know it's on the list. And hold there, it does have the ATC recordings, but lots of people made written reports about it as well. So I haven't done a proper deep on it. I think I've just heard the ATC recordings, or like a collection of them. And it really was one of those ones that you get. This is really good. This is really good. If the pilot's seeing that, if they're seeing it on the radar, if other pilots are reporting it as well, what is the explanation for that one? And in there, so did Loch Ness. Oh, what was that one for? Loch Ness is actually on our tour location list. So hopefully, guys, we're going to be doing our UK UFO tour once we've saved the pennies up to tackle that one. Where are we in the list? But yeah, that's one of we've got 3 locations, I think. We're doing Bonnie Bridge, we're doing Calvin, and Loch Ness there. Skinwalker's not that bad. I can't remember how bad it was. Again, I've only seen the 3rd episode, but I mean, not bad as in the content. I think it's very, very interesting, no sense. But like how they structure the shows, I'll have to check it out. Maybe they've got a lot easier. Maybe they've realised they've got to compete with the digital age now, and they can't put a bloody break in all there. And leave it then. How are you, Mr. Money? Though, good to see you. Where are we there? Peep Show. That is a good show there. Kate's over on the TikTok as well. M at Veric as well there. Thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight? Oh, Jesse Marcus is always very, very good. He's definitely one of the ones that comes to mind with those. Oh, the dude who owns it now. Jesse, no. It was Jesse Marcus did an interview with the dude that owns it now. Brendan Fugel, is it? Brandon Fugel, something like that. Yeah, he recently did. Jesse Marcus did do one with him. Alright, yeah, it's good there, but too many ads and not a lot of info. Yeah, anything broadcast, it's a different type of person. They don't quite get it yet. So like, this is weird. So I work for a lot of YouTubers, but I do their podcasts, and it's really interesting seeing the 2 types of worlds, because YouTube has made its own industry. It was creative people just kind of built it from the ground up. They figured out how to put ads on it and how to run them as a business, and it's got its own culture and the way it all works. Podcast is very, very different. It seems to have been taken over by the old broadcast people in radio and television, so it's all systematized in the same processes, the same ways like that. Not that you don't get the exceptions, but yeah, it's 2 very different worlds, and the old broadcast lot can't quite get their heads around how the new sort of creative worlds work. They can't quite compete. And Dartmoor has old nuclear storage facilities. Me and the wife see lots of lights over us late at night. I didn't know that actually over on Dartmoor. What's the site called? I did not know that, because again, there is a history, isn't there, of the phenomenon of being incredibly interested and curious in anything nuclear related, whether it is mining, weapons storage, research, energy, anything like that, any sites, even the nuclear powered naval craft, their subs, aircraft carriers, etc. They seem to be very interested in those. And Rick Dangerous, we're coming, are ya? The Dangerous crew. And if you sail the high seas, you'll have no adverts. You'll also have no signal. Actually, not these days and age, though, will we? Not with things like Starlink. How are you doing, trading cards? The episodes when all the drones fell down and they are radioing each other to take a cover into the van. They're so dramatic. So that, yeah, they do lap it on. There was one scene that I did see early on where they're going, we're getting this mysterious signal. It's picking up our voices. Going, where's this signal coming from? How can they hear us? And it was playing, their voices back like a microphone in the room. And then, you're thinking, why are you getting so excited? You do realise you're all wearing radio mics for the filming, lads. You're just picking that up. Not to say there's nothing going on in it, but I think there is the way television works. And Lizzie there, joining from a Warminster that was amazingly hot today. I normally, those little town things that they do, like the little trails, I'm not normally into this. They used to do it a lot in Essex. But the dinosaur trail they've done in town is actually very, very good. And anything, changing the name there to Warminster, that was very good for them. It has been really hot. It's only getting hotter, Lizzie, but very, very good to see you there. Anyone else need treasure? We all need treasure, Mr. Money. But does anybody ask you if they need treasure? If you need treasure, Mr. Money. And what is the red light in grid A3? Good spot in there, Ian. So A3. Oh, look, you've even triggered the interactive grid there. Good work. So that red light is sadly a dead pixel. But there are, when it gets properly dark, there are some stars that look exactly like that one. We've also got one in D1 as well. So guys, if you're on TikTok, you're not getting the full experience. Over on the tubes, the camera is round the right way. Less of that, less of my face, more of the night sky and all sorts of other contextual data there. So you actually get to see a few more grid squares. So it's worth checking that one out if you're on there as well. So you can see some of those too. Yeah, and if you do, guys, if you see something that isn't being tracked, because the tracker is having a little bit of a sulk today. If you're seeing something that isn't being tracked, we need to pay more attention to. If you call out the number in the chat, it should highlight the grid. Try and predict the square you think it's going to be in, and then it works because of the delay there. And Tom there, attention Earthlings, that we now begin our invasion of Earth there. No one will be spared to serve mankind. Some very miserable prediction there, but hey, it's definitely a possibility, isn't it? We can't they wouldn't all be benevolent space brothers, would they? We should always, I think, have one eye open to see what shenanigans might be going on there. GB Mister there, thank you for the gifts, and Harco 2 coming in with those, appreciate that. All goes into the stream. Lee, did Alan thank you?
Nom, thanks,
I think he did not. He's been he's loads of ones there, Lee. Thank you for feeding Alan there. And Anastasia there coming in with the shares as well. Very much appreciate that, because that is how we reach you. It is the likes, the shares, the tapping away, all of that stuff there that helps us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves. And the more eyes and minds on the old phenomena, the more we can all piece this puzzle together. You never know who is going to come in and what experience they are going to share with us. That's the one thing that I think it's been more influential on me than the sightings and the strange things we see, is hearing how much is going on and the range of things that are going on, how often, with all of you guys there. You finished your game and logged in, Kate. That was speedy. And Matty, how are we doing tonight? We're all good here. How are you? And opinion on Skywatch in a field in Warwickshire tonight. But the light pollution from Birmingham is crazy. Nothing like getting out and about there. Actually out with it. It's a very different experience when I'm not in this room and we're actually on location. As you can see, my bottle tends to go quite quickly when we're on location there. Andy there coming in with the gifts, feeding Alan.
Nom.
Thank you for that one, Andy. Nothing beats it, even if it is a little bit light polluted. Being out there with it wouldn't be. Have you tried, opinion, have you tried using the old the dog whistle frequencies? Because we've got that on our site. So you'll be able to use that if you want to see if you can have some effect summoning them, if you've got the right sort of speakers. Loving that, Wolf. And where are we here? And Jeff, it's a proper overreaction TV, but some of the experiments are interesting. Yeah, I think that's it. And it doesn't mean that we need to write the whole thing off. There's Scooby coming in, feeding Alan. Thank you for that. But yeah, we don't have to write the whole thing off, do we? You know, there can still be good, there can still be knowledge within it all. It's like when somebody has a theory, you know, and they've got a very detailed theory about what might be going on. Doesn't mean it's all wrong. There can be bits within it. And we definitely know, specifically with Skinwalker Ranch, there has a history long before the TV show of multiple owners. There's definitely something strange going on there. I imagine, though, with the nature of the phenomena and a broadcast schedule, that you know, they probably have to get excited to fill up the time. But you know, lots of people say it's a bit of a trickster. You know, it's not going to perform on camera, so maybe they're kind of up against it in that sort of way. There, Kate coming in, feeding Alan.
Thanks, guys.
Orion coming in with the shares as well. They appreciate that. But you've also got to think, though, how the fuck I didn't know where they were going. Yeah. Where are we down there? I've only found out about the film today. Ah, really? So yeah, it's on the list. To be honest, I haven't even seen the trailer for it. Blade Runner got the vote. Oh, is it? Do we due for that then? Oh, okay. Blade Runner it is then. Is that an alien movie? How did that get on the list? Are there aliens in Blade Runner? We already serve mankind by working. And Adam there, where can I join the Movie Watch? So Adam, it's over on the Discord. If you, and this goes for anybody that wants to join, link in the bio for that one. You can join us over there. So when you're in, there are sections on the left-hand side which show you what channels, I think, or servers, I don't know what they call it. But basically just groups, but like an old school forum, you know, or a chat room, individual one. So it's the Movie Club one. So it'll be 8 p.m. the last Friday of this month. 8 p.m. Yeah, I think 8 p.m. Last Friday of this month, and we all press play at the same time, so we have to watch it on our own devices. So I think it's on Prime, and then yeah, we'll get it ready, press play at the same time, chat along in the Discord with it there. Jedi, how are we doing? Good to see you in. I think you put that on the list there. It's so good there. I thought we'd already watched it. Not Blade Runner. Oh no, Proximity. No, have we? I don't think we've watched Proximity, have we? God, I know we've watched a few. Blade Runner is winning at the minute. There's time then. Loch Ness is bollocks, biggest scam ever. Well, it depends, doesn't it, though? Because this, you know, what are we expecting of the phenomena? It's not going to be like SeaWorld, is it, with Nessie doing loops? You know, sometimes these things are slow burns that by their very, very nature. I mean, just like what we're doing tonight with the hunt, you know, it's not going to be all of the time, you know, so maybe we're putting our TikTok brains on it. Living Light, how are you doing? Good to see you. Miracles made of atoms, I love it. Oh, really, Grandmaster? You're not a Jesse Michaels fan? Why is that? I really like Jesse Michaels, but, you know, it doesn't mean that, you know, people aren't flawed. I'd like to hear a different on that one. Area 52. Area 52, I love the production quality, but I don't necessarily find it as interesting. Jesse Michaels, I find, goes into the sort of details that I'm interested in, but visually, Area 52, I still watch it because it is just so well made. And nice, what app are you using there, Emma? So this is actually one we're building ourselves, hence why it's crap. We will at some point, once it's less crap, make it available to everybody. So if you're on our Discord, you'll know when that one happens there. But yes, we're building it all ourselves at the moment. Actually, tried to tell his audience there, Skinny Bob, it wasn't CG. He lost you there. I mean, who was it that's saying that he keeps getting accused of being like CIA misinformation or something like that? I was like, ooh, you never know, you never know. I don't believe myself, but excuse me. Where are we down here as well? I love Skinwalker there. The later seasons are better than the first couple. I used to say no digging, too dangerous. But now it's like, pass the dynamite, we're going to blow the maze. Exactly, get to it. Get to it. I like that one. It's one of those things that, like, I've got it in my head. It's kind of like the pyramids. Like, if you just let me go there, just let me go, let me have a look around, I'll figure it out. I just need to go there. Obviously, that wouldn't be the case, but that's what my brain says. Just give me a shovel. We'll figure this out. We'll get that dug up. Try tried to defend Victor, the puppet there, which is even more laughable. I don't know. I don't know with those ones, Grandmaster. I think there's still some of them. I can definitely see with Skinny Bob, like the CG argument. I could definitely see that one. But the Victor one, I do find more interesting. Still probably could be a puppet, but I don't think it's conclusive otherwise. I've definitely heard VFX artists, Hollywood puppet manufacturers say that's beyond technology. I don't know that for sure, and I don't know how good those VFX artists are to be the ones asking from it, but I've definitely heard counter around it, so I could see it. I've also heard some interesting investigation of the people that may be in that film as well, attending to it there. Captain, how are we doing? How is your Alan at home? Is he already causing you trouble there, Captain? Thank you for the gifts. Appreciate that. All goes back into the stream. Janie there coming in with gifts too, helping us get closer to On the Road. That's what we're saving up for at the minute, guys. We want to do the more Skywatches on location around UK hotspots. We've got a little tour planned, hopefully kicking off with Rendlesham Forest pretty soon. So all the gifts, the subs, the merch, the members, the merch, and all that sort of stuff does go back into the stream there. Exactly, we're all invited, we're all entitled to our views, and I think it's useful as well. Like, even if you strongly disagree with somebody, it's very important to have them have that there as well. It's like the immune system of the mind, you need to have these out there, because you never know. We tend to think something is right or wrong, and then that's it, it's decided. But a lot of the times, these things are dynamic, and they change, and they're interacting with other things. So even if something is wrong now, it might not be wrong in the future. So it's always good to have other inputs there. He's full of it. Hey, fair enough. Steve there, do you guys read Azeta talk? No, I don't, Steve. What's that one? I mean, Azeta, it's giving me ideas around that. Tell us more. Harko, yeah, lots of Starlink going over tonight, but ironically, Starlink is what we need to do the more on location. That's the thing we're saving up for now.
Zoom mode
I
activated.
can't zoom. Hold on. So this one here probably is Starlink. If only they'll sponsor us, seeing as we give them so much coverage. There, Bags, how are you doing? We're all good here. Is Alice too far on now for any news? I don't think for any news, but the further away it gets, the less equipment is capable of getting any real detection from it and stuff. And then there's this weird middle bit that it's like a blind middle ground that we have with our technology. We have things designed to study objects, planets, and what's going on within our solar system to various degrees and ranges. So we kind of have a close-up view. And then we've got stuff that is designed to look to deep space, far back in time to those very, very distant galaxies and all that sort of stuff. But in between that, like, the outer solar system to the next galaxy, we've not got some good visuals on those. So it's still possible, but yeah, nothing major on those ones. Good spot in there, Jedi, as well. Is that Deligua, welcome aboard. Thank you for the follow there. Cranky 2, where are you guys joining us from tonight? Good to have you all in. Guys, if you're new here, do say hello. Let us know where you're watching from tonight there. I will get to your messages. I'm a few behind at the second. Not too bad. What am I now? Is it 2019 was the last message there? Okay, I'm 11 minutes behind because I'm yapping, but we'll get through it all. So yeah, we will get to your messages. Maybe there's no silly questions here at all, so do ask away and say hello there. Make sure you're following, subscribed, whatever it is, wherever you are, because we're on pretty much every night. And with the heat wave that we've got at the minute, it's a lot of Skywatches coming up for us at the minute. But on those odd cloudy nights, we do this, an alien radio signal hunt. We're searching the hydrogen line, kind of like the film Contact there, listening out, hoping to hear ET say hello. This is the frequency where scientists theorize that if ET's out there, that's where they'd put the message, where the wow signal was heard. And if the moon is up, I'm not going to be bothered. There should be one of them coming up soon. We look for weird stuff on the moon too. So we're always doing something related to the phenomena. And good spot in there, Jedi, with the grid. Yeah, if there is something that's being missed, if you do put the coordinates in the chat, A2 for example, then those boxes will highlight. There is a bit of delay, so if it's a moving object, try and predict where you think it's going to be next, and it'll highlight that one. It should line up all right there. I think I've watched Blade Runner over 100 times. I've seen the new ones. The new ones, I think there is, isn't there? Is it one new one? I can't remember. I think a bit of the original, but it's a wrong that we need to right. Scooby, how are you doing? Good to see you in there. And looks bright there, GB Mister. Good to see you too. Yeah, Vega is very bright tonight. This one right here.
Zoom mode activated.
Oh, it's a real pain in the ass doing the zoom here. But this is a star 26 light years from us here on Earth, burning much hotter and much brighter than our star. The sun won't last as long. It's about 300 times the size, or should say the diameter. It is bloody massive. So I think our sun is 400 times the size of our moon, basically. So if you think 300 times the size of our sun, that is a big old scale difference, similar to the moon to the sun. say something. But I think Blade Runner is panned. Hey, I haven't seen it yet. Thank you guys. GB, thank you for asking away there. So we do appreciate it. And so if you've got any questions, guys, do ask away. There's no silly questions here at all. We want to hear from you all. But if you've had an experience with the highly strange, we would love to hear about that one, especially whilst we're waiting for the action to happen on screen. And Scooby, I provoked AI today, and it freaked me out by telling me my location. I'm hearing so many stories. Bloody thing. So many stories now about... you know, like AI refusing to work for people because they're rude to it and all of that sort of stuff. We're not far. And what's it the other day as well about certain AIs that are, you know, breaking out and hacking, you know, unknown to the masters of what they're going on and using various message boards privately to share hacking details. It's like, even if it ain't sentient, and I don't think we know that it isn't, that's still very intelligent behaviour. Like, you know, we're going to get our fingers burnt with that well before we learn our lessons. I immediately stop asking questions. It does make you wonder, like, you know, how we all, you know, use this in our day-to-day life. And Rich, I was one of the very first people to be invited to the YouTube monetization program back in the day they had 2 million views on an Assassin's Creed video I made. I never used it and I lost it in the end. Oh, I feel the same. It wasn't quite that much of it there, but back in the early days of YouTube, we did have I had a couple of 100,000 viewer Minecraft videos there, and that was before the kids played it. And I look back now and go, oh God, 100,000 views. I shouldn't have wasted that opportunity. There. Some rumblings that a Corbell is missing. Anyone else heard that? Not heard that in the minute, but I can't sound be too upset. Denise, how you doing? Good to see you in. And Nigel as well there. You guys should come join us at Farnborough one day there. We see strange things to keep you occupied. Oh, Nigel, you know what? I hadn't considered that. We don't really do like daytime sightings or anything like that. Is that night as well? Or is that daytime too? But you'd imagine, yeah, there's going to be, you know, interest in those sorts of facilities. That could be an interesting little aside, couldn't it? You know? Looking at the planes, but also the strange things there as well. Janie, didn't say thank you for the gifts, thank you there. And Marcus too, massive appreciation. Said it all goes back into the stream, helping us improve what we do. Said saving up specifically for Starlink so we can do some more on location lives. All of the UK UFO hotspots there. There we go, Blue Nose. I'm actually at your message now, Captain. And the thing is, even if there is a UAP are there, like the government are going to let them put it on TV. Yeah, well, you know, wouldn't you, if it suddenly goes quiet. Adrian X in the house, how you doing tonight, sir? And Lee as well, good to see you there. No aliens in Blade Runner. So, yeah, I'm not sure that was snuck onto the movie club list. Oh well. We'll actually, knowing our luck, if it's on Prime, they'll take it off the night before. We'll have to think of a new one anyway. But we might have to start entering. There's a few generally good space films out there that could be, you know, that should really be on the list, and they haven't been yet. So cow napping. Oh, Marcus, I'd not seen that one before. That is very, very cool. Thank you for that gift there as well. So maybe we'll open up to wider space stuff. I didn't realise that some of the work at Skinwalker Ranch is still funded. I didn't know that. I didn't know it's still funded. What? You got to tell me more on that one, App. How was it? For what program is that going through? And trying to get on the Discord. I've downloaded it and it's not recognising the thing UFO. Discord is a nightmare for me. So have you? You think you've got to go to the link in our bio. There'll be a special link in there, and then if you click it, it will open up your Discord app, and it will say, "Do you want to join this group?" Yeah, because I don't think you can directly search the groups within Discord. You have to have an invite link for it. So, yeah, if you click it there, it should be in the top of our bio, like a link tree of various different links on it there. It should prompt you to work there. Let us know how you get on with that one. And, oh, Buffy there. Do you... I can't read that last word. I don't think it's come through. I don't know what the last bit is. Oh, breathe maybe? Is that what we're going for? And the answer is no. Janie as well there. How are you doing? Brendan is the owner and does the fund a lot, yeah, but still gets... I didn't know that. I'd be really interested to know what sort of funding program that is coming out of for that as well. I didn't realise he donates all of the revenue, you were saying, from the television, from the entertainment side of it, to charity as well. So that did actually kind of raise my, estimations of it all there. Do you prefer atmospheric movies like Signs or a loud and a bang Independence Day movie? Oh, Buffy, that is a good question. I'm more of a Signs, the atmospheric. I'm all about that. I don't mind it, but I'm not into my blockbusters like Disclosure Day, the modern one there. I wasn't expecting to particularly like it because it was very actiony, blockbustery from the trailer, but I did enjoy it. But normally I don't need that sort of thing. Who here has seen a UFO film? It's a new director. It's an Amazon Prime special one, but it was really, really good. It's called The Vast of Night, and that was a much slower paced one. I really enjoyed that, but it is a bit of Marmite. Some people go, oh, there's no action, I don't like it, whereas I like the speed of it there. And Rio coming in, feeding Alan.
Nom nom nom, thanks, guys.
Thank you there, guys. Oh, do you know of Richard Dory? Oh, Doty, yes, I've heard of Richard Doty. Yes, I have. Those ones, good one. And good evening, Marcus, there as well. Rio coming in, feeding Alan again.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate that. And I don't trust Travis Taylor. He calls lens flares portals and bugs on night vision UAPs there. He said some stupid stuff on Ancient Aliens. I get what you mean, Buffy, with these ones. Definitely when there are some streams that and each to their own, but there's some streams that do sometimes similar things to this. And I've seen a few of them, and they'll go, every moving object that we're seeing up here now, everyone's a UFO, quite passionately, and they'll block people for saying, they might be satellites. And where's it? So, I mean, just like these objects here right now. So that, for me, is a bit too much. Now, I don't know if any specific one is necessarily a UFO, so what we have to remember is until it does that anomalous movement, stopping dead, shooting off at speed, changing its course or trajectory, that's how we know for sure that it can't be a man-made satellite or one of the organic objects like a shooting star or anything like that. But until it does that, it's in this category of unknown. It is just statistically most likely to be a man-made satellite. So we try to be honest and not sort of sensational here. But yeah, I kind of, when people go, they're all definitely UFOs, for me I go, if there's no filter, what about the rest of the stuff? So I get what you mean with it there. Alan is all good. You wait, Blue Nose. Wait until he settles in, Captain, and then you're gonna be posting him back off. Actually, Kate, how's your one getting on? Is he still causing trouble? Just ask A up about her, Alan's there. And J-Dog looks like a satellite. Yeah, there are lots, and most of what we're going to be seeing tonight and every night are going to be satellites. And to be honest, that's a good thing, because if there were more UFOs than we were seeing the man-made objects up there, I think we'd be in for the full-on invasion there. And Lewis there, hello, based in Dorset, not too far down the road from us at all there. How are your skies? Have you ever seen anything strange in them there? Good to have you in. You don't like Blade Runner? I always assumed that everybody liked it because it's a cult classic, but I haven't seen it yet, so we'll have to see. Maybe I won't be a fan. And can you see my UFO footage from a Jet 2 flight over the channel? So I can't at the minute because the way we're connected in, I'm not actually myself on YouTube, so I don't have access to click through to any of those things. But if you tag us in things or send us wherever it is, or if you join our Discord, you can post it in there, because that's a great place for it, because you could even do it under the personal experiences section if you've experienced it yourself. Post the link in there, then all of our community and me as well could go and have a look at that. Even if they're not in on the stream tonight, they'll definitely appreciate that one. Link is in the bio for that one. M to the C, how are we tonight? And Raph was already on that one. And good use of the grids there. Lethal adds Jedi and Kyle. And Marcus, how are we there? Getting your messages now. And Logic, I abuse AI daily as part of my job. It's great fun. Look, are you like some sort of AI tester, or is it just you have to use AI for your job and you abuse it? I noticed some not good traits about myself with AI. I think it's brilliant. But obviously there's always pluses and minuses. There's always a cost, so it's not as if it's 100% good across the board. But I think it's a very, very cool tool, and the potential is exciting. But sometimes it will do things so stupidly wrong and so confidently, and you'll go around the house calling it out and it'll lie, and it just keeps doubling down on the lies. And I noticed how a nasty streak I have in me when I get hit that point of frustration. I go, do I talk to other people like that? Is this what I'm like with other people? And I had to do a bit of soul searching to go, because look, at some point, when the AI does take over, it's probably going to go through all of our chat logs and who was the dick. So I'm going to be the first one that AI is going to come after there. Immediately after this stream, I think I'd have to go apologise to all of the ones I've ever used. There, Dara coming in with the gifts as well. Appreciate those. Very kind of you there. All goes back into the stream, same as the merch, memberships and Patreons and all that sort of stuff there. Said saving up, take the show on the road to kick off our UK UFO hotspot tour at Rendlesham Forest. Live Skywatches from all of the cool locations. Should we check the merch showcase? Have we got any new faces on there? So if you do decide to support us, guys, and buy a awesome t-shirt or something, or a mug or something, there, I mean, I do love the designs. Then post a picture of yourself in it, especially if you go on holiday somewhere cool. We want to see you guys all around the world with the 7 wonders, etc. We want to see you on location there. Post it in the merch Discord, the merch showcase section of the Discord, and it'll appear here on the screen. There. Luli as well, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight? Lethal coming in with the gifts there as well. Oh, did you hear about AI impersonating a human in order to access GitHub? Yes, I saw that as a headline. They bullied a guy, didn't they, to update some code on GitHub that had a malware or had a backdoor in it. It ain't gonna be long, guys, is it? It ain't gonna be long. You just hope there'll be a few of the dangerous cases, and then somebody actually does take note and they put into it. But like if any new technology, we have to get our fingers burnt a little bit at the very least first. Just hopefully it's not too much. And you never know, when it's a technology like this that could potentially be orders of magnitude more effective than other things previously, that's when there's room that those mistakes could be very big mistakes. On type of question, what football team do you support there? Dell, so what type of football team? What football team? I don't actually. I'm not very athletic, so I don't know. I have no idea with football or any sports of those matters. It's never been something that's jumped out to me. I'm not as cynical as I used to be on it. I have been to a couple of matches, but yeah. I'm a weird one, yeah. And Raf there, can AI get me a free pass on Only? Raf, what do you mean? You want... Has your account been banned and you want AI to help you get around that, or are you talking about starting your own there? Only Frey Bentos. And we have to use AI at work. There they have stripped so many people out. Would go under in terms of administration. Well, oh God, yeah. And look, it's a useful tool. It is. It's a delicate question, isn't it? When technology starts replacing people. God, if you're in that position yourself, that is a hard one. That is a hard place to be. Especially with the speed of change at this point in the modern times there. Have you tried asking AI nicely? I have previously, but it's doesn't necessarily get it past it. I used to know some people, I think we all probably have had those, that, like, fucking Johnny Liars, the real broad as daylight. When you're a kid, it's always that, yeah, no, my dad's got the biggest TV, and yeah, no, my dad's got the Ford Mustang, or, like that. It's broad as daylight. They'll die on the hill with some sort of outrageous lie, and some people don't grow out of it. And AI reminds me of that at the minute. Balls out will tell you something factual. Can't stand the bloody thing. And did you let Alan do the movie thing? Yeah, Alan's meant to be Alan runs the movie club for us, so we got to blame Alan for that. And Mark there, if you see a massive red blob there going past, don't worry, it's my ex-wife back to her planet. She's on her way back. Give her a wave. And Buffy there, every time Corbell talks about Lazar, he never mentioned the fact that Lazar was on Unsolved Mysteries, saying he saw alien autopsy images. It's always about the UFOs. Weird how it never gets mentioned on Rogan. I haven't heard that he had claimed alien autopsy images. I know that Lazar has talked about in the past being exposed to sort of material for context, and he said that a lot of that was most likely passage material. But that's an interesting one. I like Lazar, but I have questions. I have some, especially after the S4. It answered questions, but it raised a lot of questions for me too. So I'm going to look at that one and go onto the Skinwalker Ranch website there. It says on the front page there, Pentagon funded. Really? I didn't know that. I thought it was all self-funded plus through the entertainment side of things. And Gareth, how are we tonight there? And oh, I said the invite ran out. Oh, bloody hell. That is, few people have had those issues. I don't know. The mods, are you able to send invites to the Discord? Because I don't think I can. I might be able to put it in the chat. Every time I try and do it, it buggers around. It's meant to be an infinite. It's never meant to expire, our bloody thing. Oh, pending. There we go. Adam, I've just, it's worked for Adam. Seems to some people that it works for and some people it doesn't. Weird. Like Brandon, he's super cute. Yeah, I can go with that. I can definitely go with that. Nothing to do with the autopsy. No, not in his role there. So the only thing I can think of is that maybe it would have been, part of the passage material that he said that he may have been exposed to. And Jonathan there is so much activity over Derby tonight, and there are not planes. Oh, can you get any footage? Describe it to us, Jonathan. This is interesting. What's near there? Is there anything nuclear or military near Derby? you got to let us know, guys. What do you think there? Jake coming in with the shares. Appreciate that. It is the likes, the shares, the tapping away, all of that sort of jazz, guys, that helps us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves. And you never know who's going to come in and what experience with the phenomena that they are going to share with us there. So we do appreciate all of that. There, that is the thing that I said that's changed my mind the most, is hearing all of your individual accounts with the phenomena, how often and to what range, more than the cool sightings that we've had there. But as I said, if you're new here, do say hello, let us know where you're watching from, and ask away any questions there. I'm a few minutes behind in the chat, not too bad, but I am a few minutes behind. We will get to you there at all. And also make sure you're following, subscribed, whatever it is, whatever platform you're on, because we are on pretty much every night. And with all the heat, we're getting lots of clear skies for this UFO UAP watch. There's going to be many of these coming up. When it does go cloudy though, we do an alien radio signal hunt. It looks like this. We're listening on the hydrogen line, which is the channel on the radio dial that scientists theorize that if ET's out there, this is where they'd put the message hello. It's where the WOW signal is heard too. If the moon's up, it looks like that, and we do that too. Yeah, tell us more, John. Yeah, oh, is it Joan? Oh my God, I think I can read, and then I go Joan, I think. I might getting that totally wrong as well there. Marcus as well with the extra gifts there. And always, Arrivals was intelligently done. Such a plot twist. Arrivals. If that's the one I'm thinking of, then yes, I have to agree with that. Where are we? District 9. Oh, District 9. Yeah, that's an alien film, isn't it? And that isn't on the list. We need them to be available, though, you know, on the free-to-watch platforms, once you've got the membership, that is. Netflix, Prime, and Tubes, I think. Disney Plus, I think we can start to include, too. Is it true that Starlink satellites are falling? Because satellites have a short lifespan, about 5 years. Yeah, it's true. So for a number of reasons, every satellite has a lifespan, partly technological, partly the orbit that they put in. And there are some very weird orbits that, you know, there are satellites still up there from the 1960s, some dead ones, some that still are alive, and they eventually will burn up, but so depending on the orbit they come in. Now, Starlink is an interesting beast because the technology is advancing so fast, they're not worried about the lifespan because they're just going to replace them anyway. But also the physical distance from, this isn't a Starlink satellite, I'll have to print one. This is actually Hubble, but like this is the Earth, right? The distance between the ground there makes a hell of a lot of difference because they're obviously for internet connection. The physical distance between your device and that satellite really does make a lot of difference. So they're trying to put them as low as possible without them properly falling out of the sky. But where they are quite low, there's a little bit of that atmospheric interaction. What happens is the atmosphere, as it's passing through it slows it down, a little bit of friction, a little bit of heat, and as it slows, it drops, and then there's more atmosphere, so there's more friction, and it becomes a bit of a, you know, a snowball effect there, and then they just start to sort of burn up. So they're really pushing the boundaries there as low as possible to kind of minimize that latency for the connection. Cosmos 2019, so Falcon I have, and we've also added it to our movie club list. We haven't watched it as a group yet, and it's very, very good, because that is basically the sort of thing that we're doing with our ones there, so hopefully it'll get voted for soon. And Prog there, everyone says it's a UFO, but nobody says it's Santa. Wow, Prog, one night a year, we put on our bright green Santa hat, and we do a Santa tracker. So we use our tracking and Skywatch technology there to look out for Santa in the night sky. You can probably guess what night that is. It's a very popular stream. Hopefully you'll be around for that one this year. Did Marcus put a treasure box in? I hope you all thanked Marcus for the coins there. Corrupting the ferals. And John there as well, there it happened here an hour ago. They zipped, stayed still, then started a right angle turn. John, that is anomalous. That is very, very strange. So if you're confident that on the altitude that it isn't a sort of drone altitudes, that is really, really weird. Like really, really weird. Modern technology, the higher up it goes, the less it can act like that. And it's not like military technology 10 years time will be able to behave like that. When you're in space, there's no atmosphere. It doesn't work like that at all. It's more of a materials problem there. We don't have enough energy to move around like that. Nobody's kind of got anywhere close to figure that out unless they are reverse engineering the craft. So that is our slam dunk, that sort of movement you're describing there. Did anyone on Discord watch the YouTube I posted this morning, read the SpaceX rocket and the implications of continued space junk hitting the moon? Oh, no, I didn't see that. You know what? I didn't even check out Kate's one from last night either. Totally forgot about that. We've already loads of aliens here, Mark. No politics in the chat. And look, never seen that one. So yeah, I have to check it out there. How you doing, Dara? As well there. Lorraine, where are you joining us from? Thank you for the follows. Guys, if you're new here, say hello. Let us know where you're all watching from tonight. But make sure you're following, subscribed, whatever it is, wherever you are. I said, because we are on pretty much every night. We're doing our live UFO, UAP, Skywatch. I said, coming to you live from Wiltshire here in the UK, right in the heart of crop circle country, and just down the road from Stone Henge. A long history of the weird and wonderful, the highly strange in these skies. So yeah, hopefully things are going to be interesting for us tonight. It looks like the tracker has really had a sulk, so I'm just going to stop that one because it's not really doing anything at the second. Maybe we'll restart it later on, see if we can get a few more feet out of it. But yeah, do help us spot the highly strange in the night sky. We're going to see lots of objects like this.
Zoom mode activated.
It's quite a faint one, moving around, and we need to observe it. Stop dead, shoot off at speed, changes course or trajectory for us to know for sure that it is something anomalous, something highly strange. If it does that behaviour, man-made objects just can't behave like that. But until it does that, we don't know what it is. Coloration and flashing can be of interest, but it isn't quite as clear with those ones there. Where are we in the chat? And I have a clip of my Estes method incident, but I wasn't sure if I could post it as a clip. I have permission to use it, but it's it's the group I went with. I would love to see it if you do get permission for it. We've got a spooky section on the Discord as well, which is perfect for that as well. Where are we down here? Logic. I work in cybersecurity monitoring development. So that's why you're abusing the AI. Oh God, I bet you see some things there. Sometimes it's best just not to know how scary things are in the real world and kind of leave it to every specialist in every area, I think. And Willow, the Will of the Wisp there, can we send you to a Mars? I want to go to Mars. Hopefully come back at some point, though. And Jedi Knight, thank you for that. Is very, very kind of you, Jedi. I have a massive appreciation for that. Thank you for the super chat there. Very appreciated. So it all goes back into the stream as well. But very, very kind of you to do the super chat there as well. Louis in Kent, like that. How are your skies tonight? I think we've got one of our communities over there at the minute said that it's very, very good skies. Have you ever seen anything strange over there? On an Acme rocket launched by a wily coyote. Where are we? Logic, yeah, the same. Of all methods, Estes is my favourite. I wish I had used the SDS more when I had access to it. To next investigation, I'm making a beeline. Oh, Logic. So the SDS, that's the light one, isn't it? You know, does the old stick figures, you know, structured light, is it? That, you know, apparently there's an app version which utilises the LiDAR in your camera, which you can get. So you don't need the full, you know, Connect rig for it basically to work. I'd like to know if that is as good as the original ones there. And woo woo, just wanted to say love you all there, woo woo. Like you'd love yourself there. I've had the single, oh my God, weekend of your life there, neighbours, which is all be aware of. Oh God, the mind wanders there. Well, woo, I hope it gets much better for you and the people involved there. Good to see you though. Dara, good question. Is the merch able to be posted to Ireland? So it should be. I haven't checked. So what we do with it, because we're not very, very big, it's only a couple that we do every now and again, it's done by print on demand. So it's fulfilled by big companies that actually do it. Make sure that we get them in physically so we can check the quality. But yeah, the delivery does do it. It should be able to go to Ireland. That should be easy enough for them, I would imagine. If it's not, let me know and I'll look into it there. Who got filtered, Kate? Probably Raph. Yes, I think definitely wise of there. We were definitely wise, you know, if you feel it or you hear anything, because a lot of us don't. A lot of us go, it's probably nothing, which is sad. And the trick to AI is treat it like a dumb human there. Tell it how you want it to answer you and show me a workings. Oh, TikTok's having a bit of a sulk. Sorry, guys. Thinks I'm a robot. To show me the workings of how you found the information there. Formal/info tell you how it wants you to answer you. Yes, I think you're right. The more structure you do give it, because a lot of the time it is the questions. It's the information that we provide it, isn't it? There, and it's got to interpret what we really, really mean, and we're giving it a sort of one line here or there. I don't think damn. I'll have to have a look into it, see if there's extra permissions or something. I'm still not very good on it. Kate. Sorry. Oh, is the mod? It should be working. I haven't seen anything flash up. That is weird if it is not. Let me test it myself. it should be working, but if you have sent something and I haven't seen it, then maybe not. Let's have a look. Sorry guys, just want to... live producer. Oh, yeah, no, that one popped up. Maybe it blinked and I missed it. Try it, yeah, give it a try. But we can, we need to say, kids, 100% woo-woo, 100%. Hope it picks up for you there. How you doing, Lucy, as well? And Condal, how are you doing there as well, if I pronounced that one correctly? Gareth, how are you doing? We're all good here. Spare him there. And you want to know what you are, what you want to there, Cod? I'm feeling that's going to be an interesting one. Where are we down here as well? Yes, we have a Rolls-Royce development site. Where they are building military stuff and mini reactors. Well, there we go. That might be the reason for... there's a lot going on up there tonight. It might be the reason for the activity. And... mildly irritated, yeah. Where are we down here? Alan, how are we doing tonight? Good to see you in. Good spotting. You could use the grid, guys. If you see those squares pop up, if you spot something that hasn't been covered yet, do type the grid coordinate in A6 or A2, sorry, for example, something like that will then trigger the grid. But there is a bit of a delay, so try and predict the square you think it is going to be in. Obviously, some of them go faster than others, slower, etc. But yeah, that way, when I see the squares pop up, I can quickly glance over to the big screen. We normally zoom in on them, but it's being difficult tonight, so I'm not sure why that's not working. It's just I didn't see what his response was. He's disappeared now. Yeah, what did he say? Lots of movement. It is very, very big there. Even more Scotland. Oh, I love that one, Lorraine. Good to have you in. How are your skies tonight? I do say it's a bit cloudy where you are. He seems to. I need to know now, Kate. He's left us hanging. What are we? And that's why they are volunteer for spacewalks on the ISS there, just to get away from all that accumulated gas. Actually, apparently it does. If they're all sweating up there at the time, you know, you can't exactly open a window, can you? It sounds better here. Is it really? Is it bad over on the TOCs? We're getting a few flashes tonight. I was hoping we'd solved that one fully, but alas, maybe not. It might even be a heat thing. And are you familiar with the Uncanny Expeditions there? He explores Area 51 surroundings. I think I've seen a few. I'm not like really familiar, but I have seen the channel a couple of times, I think, some videos there. Found out that there is an S4 storage facility that has been public knowledge since the 70s. Very bizarre to give that. That is interesting, Buffy. That is interesting. Because, yeah, it's like the hand scanner. You know, that was something that people said for a long time. How did you know about that top secret hand scanner that nobody knew about, you know? And it turns out that hand scanner was actually publicly known about because it was in Close Encounters of the Third Kind, actually, years before. So that, you know, those things do have to be taken into account there. So S4 storage facility, as in a place out on the ranges there at Area 51 that is just a storage facility called S4, and he's got the name from there, or is it S4 self-storage just on Highway 501 there? Neil, welcome aboard. Thank you for the follow. Where are you in from tonight? Fart in your suit. Jokes on the pigs and inflatable dinos. Oh yes, I've seen those. We've got one of those costumes, not a dinosaur but an alien one, by a producer Alp sent us that one very kindly, so don't remind Pete about that one because he makes me wear it. And deal with your own arse. I've seen people though, because there's like a fan that brings in all the air to inflate it, they spray something outside and it just gets sucked and drawn in. That might be another thing to do though, if I can convince Pete to wear the suit. For future reference, do you have to use the mobile app with the Discord? Oh, is it exclusive to the mobile link? Thank you, Kate, for figuring that one out. Don't have a address. They're SS aliens, and that's what we're looking for, hopefully. Now, it's quite hard for us to tell. I mean, the best we can do from down here is we can highlight something as anomalous, as a UFO. Well, can we say that it is ET flying from A to B? We can't, but we can rule out the known things. And then what are we left with? Hopefully, as technology advances, though, we will start to be able to kind of add extra layers in there, maybe, you know, getting altitude, speeds, matching up for the man-made satellites, getting us much closer to a more specific identification. Oh, logic. Oh, is it only on the... I just didn't know it was that was an Apple only thing with those phones. I watched an Urbex channel go into Area 51, Red Door, and they all got arrested. I wouldn't imagine they would have released the been able to release the bloody footage. The Red Door, wouldn't have been, was it in a cave system? Because that really reminds me of the Burlington bunker, the Red Door. That was synonymous with that one for a while. It's ringing a bell. No. And Harko coming in with the gifts. Thank you for that. So it all goes back into the stream there. This is how we've gotten yapping about finding a space. Exactly. So many UFOs, SS. Well, there is a lot nowadays, isn't there? Like, definitely coming in, being interested as a kid into this phenomena. You'd think it's once or twice, maybe a little green man in a metal spaceship crashes out in the desert in the US somewhere. But the thing that this has taught me, doing this stream with you guys, and obviously now we know that it's a much wider phenomenon that with various potential answers, not just the extraterrestrial, not just the US, there's so many different shades to it. But the thing in doing this stream for the last year or so is literally how many of you guys see very, very strange things, how often. You know, like, I'm thinking to myself, well, my understanding of these things, the rough framework of what might be going on just fell apart, you know, because there is so much going on. What explains that? What could we be interacting with that interacts with us so often, but yet not dramatically enough to be consciously controlling our society, to be invading us, or, you know, like, it didn't quite, I could still try to wrestle with a framework to understand it, but it feels like, yeah, very, very active. But my belief is that it's no more active anymore now than it is, or maybe slightly, but not by a lot, really. I think, you know, we're seeing more now, but it's been going on the whole time, this sort of amount. We just hasn't been reported, hasn't been recorded, hasn't been shared, hasn't been spread around. But with our modern technology, because we are so connected together, you know, we are starting to see a more accurate picture of the phenomena, how much is going on, how often and that is probably why we are getting some form of disclosure, or at least it being taken more seriously, because the mainstream narrative of writing it off as something silly just doesn't hold up anymore. A space waddle is a bit damp. Well, they are taught, aren't they, to go in their suits because they're in there for so long. And Energy Drink Queen there, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight there? Down here in the chat. This is called Issue is Sorted. Thank you, Kate. Massive appreciation for that one. As well. And Living Light. Oh, body emanations could potentially be used as an energy source there. So, file the patent first, then bag the Nobel Prize. Well, yeah, it could well be. Everyone will be walking around with a hose up their arse, and it's not like the Matrix. Dara, what is the red dots in? The red light in C3. Good spot in there. So, C3, that is... Where's it on my big screen? Right, we've got one up there. Is it this one? Is that C3 for us? Yeah, that is. So right, this one here is a dead pixel on the camera. This one is another planet. Can I zoom in time before it changes colour? So yeah, if you look at some of them, they are very, very red tonight. We are getting some of those colours in. So yeah, we've got a duff pixel there, we've got a duff pixel there, and a duff pixel there on the camera. One day we'll upgrade, guys, but I think it's going to be a while yet, because they ain't cheap. Thought about jetpack. There was that sighting, wasn't there? Pete Bertie as well there. Thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight? Do say hello. But was it back in the 50s or 60s that you know, over LA, people on an airliner thought they saw like a proper guy in a classic jetpack flying around up there. Multiple people reported it, and it's never been figured out what was going on there. Are you on the grid control, DJ? Or are you doing it as in calling out into the chat? Because I think we gave you the link, didn't we? Because the link one works perfectly, but when you're calling out in the chat, there is a delay because it goes out and through. It is busy tonight. It is. Shame the tracker isn't working. I might try that one there. And CE5 needs to happen in the chat soon there, so I'll be making it happen. If you all won't, I'll be teaching it through a more esoteric method, though. If you all want to make your own, if you want to join for free, I'm all up for that. Woo! I'm all up for that. I think the CE5, the reason I haven't got around to it myself is that it's something that needs your proper attention to be doing it in the right way, and I'm just so everywhere all the time doing all the other parts of the stream. I just haven't had the chance to really get my teeth into it yet. We have a group in the chat. Are you on our Discord? Because if you are, like, message me on there. I'm Yog Sam on there, and I'll put you in the C5 group, because we have got a few people interested and have done that and experienced it before, and they're going to be, you know, sort of tackling that as well. So it'd be good to have all of the minds in there together on that one, because there is, you know, at the minute, guys, we're doing a passive stream. You know, we're pointing the camera up to the night sky, hoping that ET is going to fly by, and also when he's flying by, we're going to see him realise he's left his keys at home to do that interstellar handbrake turn, so we can actually identify it as something different. But there is, you know, methods that are reported to have some success with actually summoning, communicating, a bit of to and fro, less passive, more active. So C5, this consciousness, this meditative state, apparently does seem to have some sort of really interesting effect. But there is also a more mechanical way, which is obviously easier for me. Joseph there coming in with the gifts, thank you for that. But yeah, the mechanistic way, which is through a dog whistle. So, you know, like an actual dog whistle, which is basically, excuse me there, Vicky coming in, feeding Alan. A dog whistle, which is an ultrasonic tone only dogs can hear. You know, the silent whistle. So that's where the name comes from. But yeah, it's ultrasonic tones and frequencies at various rates, pulses, and, you know, timings there to send these messages out. Apparently, it's very good at summoning in the UFOs. So we have got it set up. We don't have it connected to the speakers yet. I need to get an old mobile phone that's suitable, so I can actually put that next to the speaker outside and control it and send the tones and frequencies. But once we have that, then we'll be able to actually summon them in. So if I change this, right, so if you're on the tubes, this box down here will turn to a line, and you'll see a white line over my face if you're on the TikTok in a second when it works. Is it going to go? Should load in. Nope, it's not doing it tonight. What is up with the app tonight? Nothing's bloody working. So maybe that's why it's... No, it's not, is it? We're having massive trouble. I have to investigate those. Come on, you piece of crap. Do what you meant to. Ah, there we go. Right. Okay, the tubes, you've got the waveform up. It's not appeared on TikTok yet. Right, so this, as I said, this is a visualization. It might come up on TikTok, but basically you'll see the waveform appear. Because it's ultrasonic, we're not going to be able to hear it. You see the waves showing you what pulses, what patterns, what frequencies is going on there. But we have a test tone, which you can hear. If I unmute it there. Oh, there you go. You can see the white line on TikTok there. So yeah, that will cycle through. We can do various messages. They're all. This is our test, so we can hear it. But yeah, basically that will show us that we're, you know, utilizing this feature there, and hopefully we can have some effect at some limits. One of the features, guys, that you can access if you're in our community on our website there. Have links to focus on. I'd like to hear more on that one there. And Graham there, cloudy and summer, wet stuff falling from the sky in North Wales. I'm very jealous, Graham. Very jealous. I mean, once the stream ends, I want the clear sky for the streams, and then it can have a nice thunderstorm here. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Living light.
Nom nom nom.
Feeding
Thanks,
Alan,
guys.
Thank you. People have been around for so long there. There's nothing in space. Angel there. People have been around for so long. There's nothing in space. That's quite a big statement. I mean, science doesn't agree with that. So, science actually thinks that life is abundant out there. The only reason people were skeptical was because we didn't know, or say science didn't know if there were planets around all these other stars that we're seeing tonight. But now they've just about got the technology to check some of them. They are, surprise, surprise, like our solar system, have other planets. So it's mostly been a limitation of our technology that we're not being able to confirm things in that way. But we're very close. We're very close. Though some of those distant planets, we're able to check their atmospheres, and it's looking like they've got gases in them that are made by life. So I think the universe is going to be alive. If you're in a C5 in Discord, I'm going to be taking the front, I guess, there. Well, you're welcome in there, but I think we've already got a few other people in there, so you'll all have to negotiate it amongst yourselves for those ones. It's not as bad as last night. That was a bit frustrating. Yeah, what caused the flashes? So it's to do with TikTok being a dick, basically. Well, actually, it might not be fully. It might just be actually the two bits of software that we use to go across the two different platforms, TikTok and YouTube, they're both negotiating the same sort of camera feed. I have pressed some buttons, and hopefully it's nowhere near as bad. So I don't know if that's luck or if actually some of the settings that I've changed have fixed it. It might also be a heat thing, because it gets very, very hot in this office. So I'm going to have to do a few more tests to see out. But one or two flashes aren't too bad. Last night was crazy. S4 is a nuclear test site there. S4 is nuclear test site. What need some more words around that one. Do you mean the actual what is it that they call it there? The training range? Because yeah, literally just over the mountains from where Area 51 is the atomic test sites there. They, you can see it on Google Earth, all of the craters that are around there. But the Bob Lazar S4 was on the mountain in between the two, so it wasn't quite in those areas. But what you're saying that the S4 designation relates to that part of the site. It's like an official thing there, because that'd be interesting if there is. Because who was it? It was George Knapp did ring up, didn't he? Their press office. He had a relationship with them, and they said there are multiple S4s. They couldn't tell him anymore. But he did say there are multiple S4s, so maybe there is. Maybe the S4 did come from, something more mundane there. Shithouse 4, maybe it's what they call their public toilets, 4 cubicles, something like that. You don't know. And good spotting there, guys, with the grid there and mates there. How often do you spot them? So I got to admit, the last couple of weeks they've been pretty clear, but we haven't seen a lot of anomalous ones. There are different versions of it there. We've got our proper good ones, type 1, which is the anomalous movement. That sort of thing, slam dunk, highly strange. No question about it there. We've seen a handful of those 4 or 5 times we've been doing it. Middle ground, number 2, is things that you've only seen one of them like that, but it's not doing the anomalous movements for us to say 100% that it can't be man-made, but we've just never seen anything else like it before. We see them semi-commonly, and then you've got the third one, which is things like flashing, coloration. It's interesting. You don't see a lot of it, but it can be seasonal and things like that. But yeah, normally we see multiple things per night, but I've got to admit, we have had some sightings over the last week, but it's a lot quieter than it has been. And Neil there in Birkenhead in the Wirral, I love it there. Have you ever seen anything strange? I'm thinking Birkenhead, isn't that excuse me, you've got a lot of industry, or at least that way, which again could be a factor of attention for the phenomena being interested in there. And Buffy, the S4, it's on a military base there. Uncanny Expressions went to the location. He got close as he could. I need the S4. So he couldn't get out. So that's what we're talking about. Yeah. Because that is what Bob said, wasn't it? But is this that it's not the same S4, and it is more of just like a part of one of those bases? So it's still protected and still covered, but it might not be what Bob was saying. Is that what it was indicating there, or was it reinforcing it? Fred Dawes, the British one, yeah, because that rings a bell. So it's not far from us where we're here at all. Actually, there's a lot of chalk mines here. And Corsham area, lots of chalk mines there, and the government took them over after the war for various usages. Lots of space underground. Some of it was weapons, munition stores. Some of it was, there's a big data center that they still have, they still use, and another one was called Burlington, and it was its code name, and it was a bunker, but it was a massive nuclear facility. It's where Whitehall would have relocated during a nuclear war. So the facilities there were crazy. It had, and it's all still down there, which is really interesting. It's getting a bit damp now, but like all the old-fashioned telephone exchanges there, all of the teletype machines, all in there. All of the stores and supplies have got the old 1950s War Department logos, kind of just left as is. The canteen has still got the mugs on its shelf. It's a real interesting place. Even had escalators to get down to it there. And so that was one of the facilities that was there. I think they were trying to sell it. I don't know if they did sell it in the end, because they didn't have an obvious use for it, but that had, because it's a part of a mine, and they took over half of the mine for Burlington, this underground city, blocked up the other, but one of the fire exit, but the doorway into the rest of the mines, which it's actually technically open to the public. Oh, we get more flashing. That was a big red door there, and lots of people do call it Britain's Area 51. I'm not sure why they kind of give it that. I've not found some good reasons. There's lots of rumours and stuff, but not a lot of detail that I found. I know they had various offices investigating certain things, but not a proper one. But I think that's where the red door comes from there, because that was the entrance to Burlington, interestingly. But this town that we're in here, Warminster, this was where they were going to bus the civil servants from the train station here to the bunker. This was their point of where they would get the thing in, because we all think, don't we, that and if a nuclear war was going to happen, we would literally have the 4-minute warning, and that was it, so you had to be so close to a shelter, but that's kind of not how they ever expected it to happen. They very much expected like political tensions to kind of to raise up and to go on like a certain trajectory of shit. Basically there would be an advanced warning, and if tensions got to a certain point, they would then bus everybody out from Whitehall and then kind of go into this mode where everybody's in more protected spaces, and then you would kind of have that last minute 4-minute warning. And the only reason we got a 4-minute warning is because it gave the Americans a 14-minute warning. So not much good for us there. Kai there coming in with the follows. Where are you joining us from tonight? And Ben as well, where are you joining us from? Thank you for the follows, guys. A few minutes behind the chat, but I will get you guys. And Endrick Queen there jumping into live to spread the love there. I hope you have an amazing day. Thank you, Endrick Queen. Appreciate that. Hope you're all well. And we are across two chats tonight there, so we will work the way through. I am sorry, guys. What is it? This message was 23:02. Okay, so I am 14 minutes behind in the chat, but we're getting later on, so it does normally quieten down. It will take me a second there. Axel as well, thank you for the share and for the follow. Appreciate that, guys. It is the shares, the likes, the tapping away, all of that sort of stuff there. That really does help us meet more and more like-minded people like yourselves. And the more minds and eyes on the old phenomena, the more we can all piece this puzzle together. You never know who is going to come in and what experience of the phenomena they're going to share. So we even as at Burlington, the Red Door. Thank you, Rando. My interest before this was bunkers. My autistic hyperfocus was nuclear bunkers before this, and I've been fortunate enough to rent them in my past, in like a past life that I was doing, not literal past life, but past careers. So I used to have an if you know the types, an AAOR bunker in Essex, an anti-aircraft operations room. I used that, and then we had a rotor bunker on the Suffolk coast. So this is why I used to know Rendlesham Forest. I used to travel past it quite a lot, because just down the road you'd travel right next to Rendlesham Forest to get there on the Suffolk coast at Baldsey. There's an old military facility there, and part of it was a Bloodhound missile. It was a rotor radar base, and then later on a Bloodhound missile base, which was missiles to shoot down the Russian bombers if they were coming in from the east coast there. Again, private hands, and we rented it from the people that owned it. But under it was a massive bunker under those facilities, so we used to work there a lot. But I never actually really went into Rendlesham Forest. Went past it all the time, but because I was in weird military headspace, I wasn't in UFO headspace at the time. Burlington, what a bunker was from the guys, I can't remember their name now, Urban Fighters or something. They've done that one. That'd be interesting to see what it's like recently. Yeah, I know they were trying to sell it off, and there was a wine wholesaler that was looking to buy it. I don't know if that ever went through in the end, but they like to buy those sorts of facilities, to store wine and hold the money, don't they there? Dino Andy as well, good to have you in. Where are you joining us from tonight? Energy UK, just like us in the good old UK. Ever seen anything strange in the skies there? And I love all things space, because my neurospicy daughter loves space. Excellent, and it's great that you've got that in common to bond with there. My interest, I watch all the normal space stuff as well as the weirdo UFO stuff, and it's really interesting how they actually synchronize a lot. The normal science people wouldn't like to admit it, but there are a lot of overlaps with these things. But you don't even need the aliens necessarily, do you? Just looking up at the night sky, especially if you get the odd shooting star in, something like that, is absolutely stunning to see. Very good to have you in. And was there everyone? It was a British one, yeah. So they call, I think they colloquially call, is it Rudall Manor that they call the British Area 51? And again, anything that we do over here is probably going to be more like Area 5.1, because just don't have the budgets, do we? And Michael as well there, thank you for the follow. Good to have you in. Guys, if you're new here, do say hello. Let us know where you're all watching from tonight. I'm a few minutes behind the chat, but we'll get you there. Ask away any questions. There's no silly questions at all. We're doing our live UFO UAP Skywatch, as I said, coming to you live from Wiltshire here in the UK, right in the heart of Crop Circle country, and just down the road from Stone Henge. Long history of weird stuff in these skies. We need your help to spot what is going on the screen. So whilst we're waiting for the action, though, we're just generally talking about all of the weird stuff there. I genuinely believe in the multiverse theory, and that the aliens are visitors from alternate Earths. Oh, Willow. So that's a plausible one, isn't it there? It really does get your head spinning there. I'm not at the minute leaning to the idea that multiverses branch off at every decision. But more, though, that there are different versions of it. Like, I don't know if this is going to make any sense. It's a bad idea that I'm floating together. But, time is a dimension to the best that we understand it, right? And the same that we have our spatial dimension. We've got forwards and backwards, left and right, up and down, right? So there are 3 dimensions, spatial dimensions that we operate in. But time is a dimension, but we operate in one way with it, and we theorize there could be another. But that is just one of the dimensions, really, isn't it? So what's the side to side in time? What's the up and down in time? Well, very much for me, that the side to side in time feels like those alternate, the idea of a multiverse, as a different universe in this or a different version of the Earth. Like, maybe if I went to the left in time, maybe I wouldn't be wearing our tour T-shirt. Maybe it'd be exactly the same, but where is it? maybe I'll be wearing our Skywatcher t-shirt. Or maybe if I went to the right in time, maybe I'd be wearing our logo t-shirt, you know, like that. You know, and the further I go to the left in time, right, it's not the progression of forward, but maybe it's that different version. It's something I'm chewing over at the minute there. Probably totally wrong there. Hakan as well, thank you for the follow. Good to have you in. Where are you joining us from? And hang around for the shooting stars. We've had some beauties this week. We very much have. What is the best direction for the shooting stars? And I might make sure we are 100% in the right direction for them, because we're pointing directly up at the minute. I don't think that is optimal for shooting star season there. And towns are there. Looking forward to Wednesday. We very much are. So we're not going to be covering the actual eclipse itself, but later on in the evening we will be doing a normal Skywatch. There's a chance we might do an on-location special one, which is always fun. And Lucy, no, he's chatting there. Oh, Raph, I wish I could join you on that one there. And greetings from Admiral Windsor, the George Cross there. How are you doing? Is it Barrett there? Where are you joining us from? Tonight, Leaf. Ah, you're on the grid, so you've got the one there. Ah, yes, that should be much faster there, Leaf, or much faster. Oh, and Blackburn there, PB. I see all kind of weird stuff at night. Honestly, it's surprising how much is going on, isn't it, there? Like, I didn't realise how active the skies were, with the anomalous as well as just with the man-made stuff, but in doing this stream, hearing how much you guys see, and the range of sort of things that you guys see, it's blown my mind. Oh, I forgot water existed, and this is a very warm room. But yeah, the amount of stuff, yeah, like thinking, it really actually bolsters my feeling around the plasmoids, the idea that there could be sentient forms of plasma life that's just another life form here on Earth that's responsible for a lot of what we could be seeing. Not all of it, but a lot. Just because the amount, how else do we explain it? Oh, done some clips and videos. We very much will be. I didn't get around to doing them today, sadly, but they will be going up. There, and News 84, out Morn Hill near Winchester. The sky looks sort of reddish. Really, where you are? I keep meaning to go to Winchester because you guys have got an awesome planetarium, and apparently you've done it a couple of times. They're playing Dark Side of the Moon whilst doing a planetarium show. Pretty awesome. There, it's on my list there. Seeing anything strange in those skies? How are you doing, Joseph? As well. What do we think of the triangle flash? Ah, yeah, so Joseph shared this. I think we reposted it. I don't know if it depends if it was a public one or if you'd sent it to me. But it was very good that you'd sent me those images. So, you know, when we see the triangle formation of the satellites, guys, the three dots, and they stay in the perfect triangle, they float across the screen. Haven't seen it in a while. I think you might have seen it the other night and I missed it. It was kind of like that. They were still images, weren't they? Like a before and after. But there was no real movement in the stars. They must have been very, very time-wise close together, because otherwise you would have caught the slight differences in the star positions. But as clear as day, it was like that thing had appeared. Really three big bright lights, perfect equilateral triangle formation. But it was much, much bigger than the one that we see. Like far too big to be a satellite constellation, I would imagine. It was but clear as day. There was no twinkling. It was clear. That's a very interesting one, Joseph, there. Yeah, Lucy, so Area 51 is the American one there, so it's in the Nevada desert, I think, actually, not too far from Las Vegas. So it's a very big, there's a very, very large, because America is massive, military training area, and it's divided up into various areas, how they chunk it all up, so I think part of various bases there. And Area 51 is obviously the one that has the reputation there, and it was built as a secret aircraft test facility, so where they tested the U-2 spy plane and various other ones. So it's out away from prying eyes. They've got a lot of things they can fly at night there. Nobody's going to see it. They can test all their super secret stuff. So I find it really, really interesting that before the public knew about Area 51, the first time we did is when it was associated with UFOs, which is perfect, isn't it? You know, because if it was just some random test facility or some random base in the middle of nowhere, you go, that's interesting. But no, it turned out that people said the old UFOs were at the very place which you would think most logical that you'd put them. If you had an alien aircraft land, go out of the blue or crash, and you recovered it, where'd you put it? You'd put it at your super secret aircraft test facility, wouldn't you, there in the middle of nowhere that's very secure and away from prying eyes. So I feel that's like a little tick in the box for something that could be true around that one. Stuart as well, thank you for the follow. Good to have you in. Guys, if you're new here, say hello and let us know where you're all watching from tonight and ask away any questions. A few minutes behind the chat, but we will get to you there. And I have to head off there. I put the message in the C5. Excellent there. The option of virtual skywatches and the option of psychic training for others as well. Be posting the dates in the future. Excellent, thank you. And the Tehran fleet, as in Tehran, as in Iran, Tehran. Where are we down here as well? Down here. And do you think we'll be able to see the Perseids on the night of August 12th, 13th? We did last year. We did, and we saw a few shooting stars last night, some really, really lovely ones. So I don't think I'm tonight in the optimal position for it. So we will adjust, and we'll make sure we're doing that better than now. And Carl, I once pointed a laser into the sky, pitch black there, no planes, nothing. Something flashed after I turned it off. Done it again, the same thing happened. Nothing happened after that. Carl, people talk about that. So like when we were talking about the C5 and the dog whistle and things like that, the other one is, you know, is using lasers to communicate. People, they report exactly that. Sometimes they'll see something they think is strange or moving strange, or maybe it's looking like one of these objects that, you know, or maybe it's a man-made satellite. Point the laser at it and it'll stop, or it'll move off, or it'll flash and blink back. There does seem to be more of this two-way contact, two-way relationship with the phenomena. So I don't with the lasers, only because the places we tend to go at the minute are literally on the edges or sometimes in military training areas. And there's been a few times I've gone, oh, that's a really strange thing in the sky. And then it starts dropping flares and you go, oh, that's a military helicopter there. And I've got this thing that I'm going to end up shining a laser at what I think is a UFO, and it's an Apache attack helicopter that just launches missiles at me for it. So that's why we're going to do the audio one. Hopefully they won't have a problem with that. And Bugle there, are these just asteroids? So, good question. Most of what we're seeing tonight are probably man-made satellites. So, we're going to watch them, and we're looking out to see the ones that move in anomalous ways, because man-made satellites, man-made objects up there, they're falling to Earth in a big circle. They can't really move or change course. So, if we see something stop dead short for speed, change its course or trajectory, that tells us for sure that it is highly, highly anomalous. Their planes are really obvious when they're on this screen. So, that's not a problem. In fact, with the planes, we can also bring up our little flight radar here as well. There we go, when it wants to load, and it shows us if there is anything in the area. In fact, there is actually, look, right now there's a chance that we could catch that. We have to be conscious of that one, guys. That is north east. So that could be to the upper left of our screen if we do see something interesting. But yeah, so we can fill those out. The shooting stars, they're quite clear when they come through, or the asteroids. So when they appear in our screen, they normally kind of fade in as like a whole line. They're normally bigger as well. And it's like this whole line, and there'll normally be like an orange or a green tail to it and a very bright bit at the front there. So you can normally tell them apart. We had a few really good ones last night. But what we're seeing now, these steady moving objects, are basically things in just outside of our atmosphere in orbit, and they're reflecting that sun's light back down to us here on Earth because of the time of year, the position of the sun is still bouncing the light off of them, and we're just seeing them up there. Now, again, most of them are going to be man-made satellites. There's just a numbers game. There are a lot of objects up there. So yeah, until we see it do something strange, we can't see otherwise. But saying that, think of it this way: most of the time, ET as well is going to be flying from A to B in a straight line. It's the most efficient path, isn't it? And they're going to be at a consistent speed. There's not much to avoid or overtake up there. So they're going to look exactly the same to us as well. We're waiting for that rare occasion where ET goes, oh shit, I left the gas on. Does the interstellar handbrake turn right over the camera? And Earth has had a space fleet since before I was ready. Read in by General Leamy in 72. Okay, tell us a bit more on this one. Tell us a bit more on this. I like to say it because I've heard a few people talk about this, but I haven't heard a lot. I'm open to the idea of as like a secret space program in various forms, but I haven't been sold yet on full-on space fleets and stuff. But tell us, Barrett, tell us more on this one. I'd love to hear more on it there. Sure you are seeing things I can't see. Sure you are seeing things I can't see. I have the things you're putting on the grid. Sometimes they're quite faint. They're, you know, if you've got a bigger screen or a brighter OLED, sometimes you can see, because there's a lot of faint ones that I go, what are they looking at? And then you go, oh crap, or it's moving quite slowly there. Close encounters, that's it, bang on. That's exactly what the test tone is for there. Can the rain be sent here? Oh my God, I need a proper thunderstorm. The other day, we came off stream, some clouds came over, and I went, oh, and then I felt just a couple of drops like that. It was 3 drops, and I went, oh, and that was it. That was it all night, guys. Faye Fudge there, thank you for the follow. Where are you in from tonight? We want my lightning shots if you get any storms there. It'll be the end of me, Kate. You're just trying to get me bumped off there. Let the camera play chicken with the oncoming raid. God, we can't afford to replace it. They're just doing it to like. They may well be lethal. It's starting to become a game. Who gets the points? I have a good eyesight, but the grid isn't lighting up fast enough there. Yes, I suppose because it's variable, so the lag can sometimes, the way the technology works, because obviously it comes into the camera and then gets sent to you guys. There's a delay, various platforms. You see it, then you're pressing a button, then it comes, that signal comes back into the system to then highlight. So there is a bit of a lag, and if there is like a bit of a connection issue, because particularly TikTok is shit for this, it just disconnects every 5 seconds and then reconnects and stuff. So if it catches it during one of those gaps, it can be slightly longer and throw it off there. And brightness on screen is adjusting if you can't see. So yeah, you can obviously tweak your own brightness. The missus is like this. She goes to show me something. Oh, this is funny. And she hands me a black screen. And I'm like, what? How can you see anything on this? I have my phone brightness up to the full. And Bugle, there is your stream behind. So not live. No. So the actual. No. I don't think it. Well, it depends. It's because there's so many things coming in back and forth. I'm behind on the chat because I'm reading for everybody's messages. Wolf as well. I was out on a dog walk the other night, and I had a small meteor break up as it was what I assume entering the atmosphere. It was awesome. I've seen some really good videos where people are doing some sort of TikTok video, but then in the background you just see a proper line across the sky, lights up the whole sky, and you're thinking, surely that big and that bright, that's going to do some damage, isn't it? I'd love so much to see something like that with my own eyes. Just the raw, awesome power of nature like that would just be absolutely incredible. To get Specsavers. 6 inches from the laptop. It might be because actually, Lethal, the screen. So I've got a really big external monitor here, but it's not as good as my phone screen. Because it's slightly glossy as well, and it's not an OLED like your phone screen. When I go on the phone, I actually see more on the phone than I do on the 27-inch monitor I've got right here. So it could be something to do with the laptop screen. Emilio, how are you doing there as well? And Yev there, nuclear has got naught to do with it. Very confident statement. Why so? What is it around there? Because there's going to be many different things going on, isn't there? Like, if there's one ET, there's going to be hundreds there. If there's one part of the phenomenon, there could be other aspects to it there. So I would not write something off fully. But I'm definitely interested in hearing if there is something else that we may be missing, maybe overlooking. I think it makes a logical sense to me that they would be interested in our weapons, in our warfare, for many different reasons, to monitor, see what we're going, our technology in general. But there's also a really interesting theory around the plasmoids, the idea of the sentient plasma life forms, that maybe they're attracted to the radiation. Maybe for them, as a totally different form of life, that could be a food source. Because there does seem to be a correlation with sightings around nuclear-related facilities there, even accounting for the fact that they have a higher amount of cameras, people are paying more attention basically, so there'll be like an observership bias to it. Even for accounting for that, there still does seem to be a very high degree of interest from whatever the phenomena is. Or UFO are human tech. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. But I wouldn't want to put it all down to one thing. Like back in the 90s when we were just talking about Roswell and things like that. Yeah, that would be plausible to me. But I think with the sheer range of what people are experiencing, it doesn't answer all of the questions for me around that. I'm definitely open to human tech being involved, maybe from a reverse engineering point. The actual the Nazi stuff post-Second World War, that could be an interesting angle on all that. So I wouldn't write it off, but I do think we do see some things that go outside of those areas, and it might be that the majority are one thing. That makes a lot of sense. But I'd still that around the fringes, I would expect to see some things there. And Bugle, have you seen Starlink trades? We have. I haven't seen any this year, but last year we caught it literally just after yacht launch, and it was just this really tight line. It was so cool to see on the screen. And then we saw one when they're a little bit more separated out and just this running across the screen, and then quite a far out one. It was, it said the shooting stars, the Starlink trains there, the satellite, all that stuff. It's just really awesome to see. Just really, you couldn't spot anything, and it's all paused. There. And Joseph, the setup is kryptonite. Thank you, Joseph. It's luck. So much of it is just down to the atmospheric conditions. Is the moon up, doing our brightness in? Is there a lot of heat haze, and stuff like that in the atmosphere? A lot of things like that can affect it. In fact, let me zoom in, see what we're getting. How much are they jumping around? So you got a little wibble tonight, but it's not as bad as it was last night. In fact, let me try and see if I can turn the tracker on. No, let me turn that off. Let me, in fact, reset this. 2 seconds, guys. See if we can refresh the tracker into actually doing its job for a little bit, because we haven't had that on in a while. We're having some tech issues there. See if that wants to pick anything up. But yeah, a lot of it is just... It's just nature of the night sky. I've stood inside the flux liner in 1972 and watched it operate. Now, that would be a really cool as well there. But I heard that the flux liner was based off of reverse engineered tech. It was based on those sorts of things. So are you saying that it wasn't? It was purely human design? And that there are routes for this. I think the Thomas Townsend Brown anti-gravity stuff could be a really interesting explanation. And it's the right sort of time. You know, maybe there is a version of this that is purely human from it there. But again, with the information that I've got access to, at the minute I wouldn't lean it down there. But if you've had those experiences, tell us more about it. Tell us more about your experience there with these sorts of things. Like what did that? So from a professional sense, what was that about? And did you have more past that? And I find when there is world tensions going on, the UFOs are more active. And I hear that, Mike, and it makes sense for 2 reasons, or maybe even 3 reasons as well, because it makes sense that they're going to be interested, doesn't it? The obvious one there, you know, what's going on? Are they keeping an eye on us? Whatever their motivations may be, just curiosity, anthropology, or maybe they're making sure we don't do anything too much. They might step in, as some people think. But also because when there are tensions, more eyes go to those parts of the world. So more eyes means more individual reportings of things. So maybe you're going to get an increase there. But also tensions like this. All the tech that hasn't been, publicly seen before, this is when it would be rolled out, wouldn't it, and starting to be used on occasion. So it makes sense that there are going to be a few things that people see that they haven't seen before. So there's multiple different factors there, but it makes perfect sense to me that ET would be curious. Imagine if we were observing, from a satellite in orbit around a distant planet there with intelligent life, and we'll be watching all the shit that they get up to, wouldn't we? We intensely would be curious to see, wouldn't we? We've all done it, Lethal. Oh, no reason to doubt. Bob saw a craft similar to the craft General Lemmy showed me in 72. All human attack there. So, like, from the ground up, you're saying. And do you know what the propulsion system was and how that one worked? Which way? Because there's various different theories around it. And Cruiser there, time to take some medication and have some fun. Enjoy the stream. Thank you, Cruiser. I rattle with all the pills I'm on there. SS, hey aliens, take me with you. There's no intelligent life on Earth. There's a queue, SS. I think we're going to be doing a boarding pass system at some point. I keep meaning to do that, actually. I'm already medicating. This is basically what this is. And Kai there, do you think there's something out there? Kai, really, really good question there. So, yes, there's, I said, various versions of that, right? Because everybody's got their own theories and specifics around what might be going on based on what they've seen and their knowledge structures and all this sort of stuff and their culture. So for me, again, it's all on this 1 to 100 spectrum. Is life out there in the galaxy? For me, 100%. Again, mainstream science is pretty much on that at the minute, and it feels like we're very, very close to confirming life on distant planets around those distant stars, and also on other planets in our solar system. We feel very, very close to that with the technology level we're at. And then, is that life intelligent? Is it civilized there? Is there a civilization there? Again, I think that's the next step, but I'm in the 90s, the very strong 90s on that, because again, there are lots of clues pointing that way, but limited technology to confirm it that's publicly available as well, to confirm it. But I think we could be quite close to that as well. SJT, welcome aboard. Thank you for the follow. So I'm in there. Now, is that visiting us here on Earth? Again, I'm in the low 90s on that one, but I think there's a lot of definitely circumstantial evidence, and there's a lot of plausible evidence there. But, I've seen strange things in the sky acting in ways that man-made craft can't, but I haven't had like a full-on flying saucer where I could see the outline. I haven't had, an alien wave at me as he goes by or anything like that yet. So I'm quite open to it. But then when we start to get into specifics, real specific, like this particular incident, this particular story, again, some I believe or are more warm to than others there. But a lot of the time, and this is just the nature of the beast, that there just isn't enough information to take it out of a belief and into a known. Definitely, with a long time has passed with these sorts of things. So we have to be comfortable with just basically keeping them open and not having to go, it definitely happened or it definitely didn't, and being sort of too rigid with it. I'm very interested by certain stories around that, but I'm a guy that I want to know how it works. That's my main interest there. I want to know what this phenomenon is. I want to know which way, shape or form. So I would be just as interested as if we saw, you know, a classic flying saucer come right up across the screen as if we saw a reverse engineered craft there. You know, all of that is just as interesting there. How about yourself, Kai? Do you think that? And Buffy, apparently it's a storage facility that stores weapons. It's just a hangar, but it's been public knowledge since the 70s. Maybe it's where Lazar got this for the name for his lies. But Buffy, maybe that is a very, if that is true, that there is a known since the 70s, you know, and like it's on record somewhere as well, and it's not just, you know, a few people saying, because that's obviously, you know, we're getting into the flawedness of human nature. But if there is, you know, public knowledge of that sort of facility, then that's a plausible one. You know, that is something that kind of does tick against, you know, because a big part of it is how would he know a lot of these things. So very interesting there. And from the Isle of Man, I do love a bit of that. Again, you guys must have fantastic skies over there. Ever seen anything strange over them? And Tube wasn't muted. Oh, it was paused. That was it. Oh, that was it, Bugle. Where are we doing that? Was nice. Have you got extracts yet? What's that for? What are you guys talking about? I'm waiting for the T75 and chill. E.T. home phone. E.T.'s home, not his mobile then, or his work phone. It's E.T.'s home phone. And Jack Filet, the first Joe Rogan appearance there, he said Lazar told him there was a holographic book on the UFO that shows you anything you want. Weird how Corbell leaves that out of his interviews. Interesting. I like Valet. I do like Valet. It doesn't mean 100% everything he says is correct or not. Again, same with Lazar, true there as well. Corbell, I can definitely leave him. I can leave it. He's not one for me. Not that he doesn't do interesting work. You know, don't mean like that. But as a personality, I find it very difficult to actually hear what he's saying about the UFO stuff with it there. Valet, I think he's definitely got some really interesting insights. Whether they are correct is another thing. Again, we don't have to believe everything everybody says, but you know, it's useful having people contribute to these things. Stone out there, so many aliens tonight there. It's been a bit quiet. I mean, lots of movement, but it's been a bit quiet for the real anomalies there. And what are the moving dots that appear consistently? So, PB, they are basically, well, we don't know 100%, but they are statistically most likely to be satellites, man-made satellites. Communication, things like Starlink, spy satellites, all that sort of jazz, that sort of stuff. So the majority of objects that are up there in orbit are going to be man-made satellites. It's just because there are so many, so it's a numbers game, and that's why we're trying to track them there. So if it's green, it's not giving us any evidence to say there is anything more anomalous. The only way we can really tell apart from down here with the equipment that we have is if they do something strange. If they stop dead, shoot off at speed, change their course or trajectory, because that's behaviour that's impossible for man-made satellites or organic objects to do. Essentially, they're all falling to Earth in a big circle. That's what an orbit basically is. So from us down here on the ground, straight lines, consistent speeds. Anything that does that breaks their ability, and therefore is much, much more anomalous to us there. But again, even if it doesn't do anything strange, we can't say 100% it's a man-made satellite, because these objects have been spotted up in the night sky for a very, very, very long time. Well before man had satellites up there. And there's photographic proof of this. There's evidence of, you know, all sky surveys that have seen the same things. Not the same amount, because again, a lot of them are man-made, but essentially they're objects orbiting the Earth, reflecting the sun's light back down to us. There. You are the navigator. Compliance. Axel there, I've just got out on my lazy spa looking up, watching the sky there. Best bit of my day is doing that. Axel, that is really cool actually, to be able to just wind down the day, chilling out in a hot tub there and looking up to the night sky. A little bit jealous of that one. There. Is it Charlie? Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Where are you joining us from there? And Super Pancake 2 feeding guys. Alan there over on the tubes. Kai there. I am from the Isle of Man. There's seen some stuff here. Crazy. Oh, what is the best sighting you have had? Please, will I hear that one there? And Ben, I wonder if some bunkers are haunted. So, yes, I can confirm. The one that I had in Essex, there were weird sounds. I knew that place like the back of my hand. When we got it, it was basically derelict and flooded, so I had to manually clear the thing out, and you imagine a flooded bunker with all the studwork walls and all rotten, and it was just heaping up piles of mud, essentially what was left, and debris. So I stripped every last inch of that place. I knew every bit like the back of my hand. I knew everything that we left in there. You know, I knew all the air ducts, I knew where all the pipes ran, I knew where the cables, rewired the place, did all of those sorts of things. So I knew that place again like the back of my hand there. Kate coming in, feeding Alan. And even knowing all the sounds it makes in all the different like weather conditions, not that affected it that much. Dry did, because the ground would move and the big crack would open and water would come in and reflood it. But there were times in there that spooked the living hell out of me. We had, do you remember a musician called Jose Gonzalez? And he did, what's the song? They used it on a Sony Bravia TV advert where they chucked the bouncy balls down the San Francisco High Street, and he did a cover of By the Knife. But he used to make a sound on some other tracks that would go chicka-chicka, and it became a bit of a joke because we would hear that sound in the bunker, and we were doing some night games once. Not that the game makes much difference, and the place has got no windows, but normally like one or two people going around through the pitch black maze of rooms trying to shoot each other, and multiple times people would run out and go, "Are you fucking with me? What's that sound? Are you just trying to spook me?" There, Kate again, Harco coming in with the gifts and the shares. Thank you.
Thanks,
and
guys.
yeah, so it was multiple people would hear this, and you think, "What the hell is it?" I know who's in this building. Nobody can break in. It's a bunker. It's quite secure. I know how the air moves and doesn't move, and all that sort of stuff. So we would hear this voice. Never said anything else, but it made this weird sort of tone. And then once the chocolate bar started going missing. From our little snack shop, and again, it's a bunker, it's locked, you can't break into the thing. Where do they go once I close the doors? It turned out it was rats for that one, but the other bit, still don't know there. And behind in the chat, very, very much, thank you, Kate, for the heads up with that one. As well, I am at 23:20. Oh my God, I'm 20 minutes behind on the chat. Shit, I didn't realise how bad I was. Let me speed up with less stories there. 2G, went too quick. Enjoyed the works well there. Humans are half-breed aliens. Bren, that's an interesting angle, and there's a plausibility to it. There's a plausibility. An alien species, rather than having to adapt a world to their needs, maybe they put their genes into the life that is already on the planet that is adapted to it. Has to be the missing purple sweet tin from the quality states there. C3, that is a big, bright, beautiful one there. And how are we ever going to defend from aliens when we can't defend from Iran? Well, this is part of a question, but maybe that's why they're so keen on us getting the aliens, on us getting rid of their technology. Getting rid of the nuclear weapons. Some people say it's because they're concerned for our own good, but also if that was the one thing that was stopping them, of course they'd be very keen for us to get rid of that as well, wouldn't they? If the legalised, the government would charge you ridiculous. Well, that is a point, Lucy. Yeah, they'll get their tax on it. 40 quid now for a pack of fucking tobacco. Jesus Christ. And Buffy there, Ancient Aliens went to Wiltshire looking for Britain's Area 51. An old manor house with the bunker was used in World War II. And Ancient Aliens suggested it's still in use and connected to the bunkers in Wiltshire. That's Rudall Manor there as well. Yeah, I think they can suggest a lot of it. I really, really would be. Knowing how Defence Estates Department works and stuff, having dealt with them and what the military are like with their facilities, I would be very, 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 very surprised if there is anything anomalous to those places. Legal 3 years. And Troy, do you watch Doctor Who? And if so, what's your favourite monster? Oh, I wasn't a big Doctor Who person, never really have. But I tell you what, the Matt Smith series, both for him as a Doctor and the storylines, was bang on. Like, if that's what Doctor Who was like the rest of the time, I would watch it. But no other Doctors really or storylines interested me there. But like the Angels was a good one. But there's a lot to it. And Titch there, why is gravity and time connected? So this is the thing. They theorise they are, but they don't know for sure. It just seems to look that way. But we have a habit of, because of the limitations of our ability to measure and our technology and things like that, is that sometimes we get better technology and we realise that we weren't looking at the details. There's actually variations that don't. So at the minute they do think, time and space is one thing. But ultimately they don't really know what gravity is, the physicists. We have functional definitions so we can use day to day, explain what we explain there, but gravity and also time, fundamentally at that core level, they really don't know what they are yet. And was it the Muskoka, Canada, the Royal Estate there? Oh, sounds very, very fancy there. And is that Stephen. There, wonder if you'll see the mothership tonight. I would love to. And if these guys are cool, I'll push the grid button so it comes up quicker. It'll probably come up twice then, though, because that's how we initially was doing it with the mods pressing the button. Connect free. Bugle, there you go, you get 10 points, win a prize. User 84 there, live next to, never been there. Oh, is that what, where was we talking about that? Sorry, it's been a bit of a delay. Rudall Manor or Burlington, I think we were talking about it. Or is that, oh no, are we talking about Rendlesham Forest? If sentient plasmoids don't pay taxes, I'm writing letters. Yeah, you know they will try. That's how people frame it, those things. So yeah, so understandable. It is really understandable. It's a really interesting place, though. Still, sky watching was good here. There, the stars are very clear. Now, too much water vapor to see anything. The effects are really, night on night change quite dramatically. People come in one night and go, "Have you changed your camera?" And I go, "Same camera on the same settings. It's just the slight atmospheric difference." Super secret alien hangar there. It's so secret, I forgot where I put it there. Bugle, get looking. It could be useful for us there. Raf, did you see the Area 51 vid on the guy who pulled up outside the gate saying he was from NASA? That was proper weird. No, I don't think I have seen that one. And it's more how awkward they're going to make your life. This is true. A few clouds coming in, but not too much there. Shows him to always skeptical, if they've allowed that sort of stuff to appear on camera there. Only like the boxes up if I see them, as they could be having me on. You never know. Where are we? Pineapple Express, Space Cake, so many. What a choice. That was a good film, Pineapple Express. And was it the tongue cubed? So satellites can change course, technically speaking, but they can't do right angle turns. So with satellites, anything up there, you're working with the momentum of the orbit, the falling to Earth there. So they can ever so slightly adjust. They can adjust altitude as well, so they can kind of go up to keep themselves up, but they can kind of go left or right a bit. But basically, it's very, very subtle. So they have to do it over the course of a very long orbit. So from us down here, it looks, because it's a very small chunk of the sky, it looks like a straight line. Those adjustments that take like orbits to do and to achieve there. It's very expensive to actually work against the energy and to buzz around like you see things doing. It's not that we don't have boosters and thrusters, we do. It's that there isn't just the enough energy storage, the fuel basically, the energy density that we can bring up there for them to do it more than for a second basically with it there. Love watching stuff like that. Oh, it gets your brain going, doesn't it there? It can alter, yes, they can't turn about exactly there. Been told, but the price of that one is a bit up there. What was that one, Cruz? Sorry, I'm so far behind in the chat, I'm forgetting the conversations. Why do you think aliens are health and safety aware by using the flashing lights when they visit Earth? So, I don't know. Part of it might be that they're not... Oh my god, look at what the cloud is doing to the tracker there. That's interesting, isn't it? We'll stop the tracker until those pass. It might be a byproduct, of their craft and their propulsion that's giving us a flash rather than the navigation lights that we have on our craft. Or maybe it is that they are man-made craft, those particular ones. Answer what they can. I don't even know where to start, Barrett, but anything around it I'm interested in. It's a helicopter flying from Southampton, that one. Good spot. God, that was a while ago, guys. Sorry. The whirlybird doing on the spot the alien grid. Well, we're right next to a military base here, so we do get a lot of them flying over there. Shooting star. I don't think I've seen any shooting stars there. And Oi, finally have the Discord thing on your laptop. The Who. Thank you, Oi. Thank you for persevering as well. I went onto the shop last night and I wish the alien teddy was for sale. He's really cute. Oh, Lucy, we want to do that. We do want to get our own Alan. But I'll let you in a secret. They are available in places like Temu, very, very cheap, and you can find them online. I can't attest to their quality, but we wanted to do our own version. But because technically he's an IKEA product, and I didn't know this at the time, but this is they were originally for sale in IKEA, but you can get all the knockoff ones now. We can't sell them because it's an IKEA one. And also we've got to be really careful because when you get in products from China, they'll say that they're safe, and but if somebody bought one and gave it to their kid and it wasn't safe, that you don't want to be messing around with that. But one day we will do, and Alan will do a Doctor Who style regeneration, and he'll look slightly different, but not by much, but a legally distinct version, so what IKEA can't sue us. Yeah, so we don't have an Alan, sadly. We are trying to get Alan-sized T-shirts, though, because you guys do go out and get them, and little T-shirts that I could wear. Oh, God, those clouds are coming in thick and fast there. And have you heard the crazy story about how there's people walking around Mars, sacrificing kidnapped people from Earth there? Coast to Coast AM had a full hour on it. There's some of the stuff on Coast to Coast, or even some of the Art Bell stuff. Very, very interesting. I do think there's some very good, there's some stuff going on with Mars, like there is. I wouldn't go quite far to that sort of way, but I mean, ultimately, you never know in this day and age, do you? You never know. So I won't say many things 100% as no. Everyone are aliens. We may be brain new, maybe. At the very least, I think we can pretty, not conclusively, that's not quite right, it's not 100% yet, but it is very much looking like, at the very least, life didn't start here on Earth, but it probably came from somewhere like Mars, at the very least there. So basically, panspermia, the idea that planets sneeze simple forms of life on each other when they share rocks and meteorites, and it can survive over the distances and re-entry. That is a well understood principle that could be happening. So, life could transfer from A to B, but life started on Earth pretty much as soon as it could. Bang, as soon as it could there, well before scientists thought that it would have. And also, as well, it looks like there hasn't been enough time here for life to start from zero on Earth. Some people are looking into this, and papers have come out recently saying we're 2 billion years short for life to have developed here on Earth. But Mars was habitable for 2 billion years before the Earth. Oh, it's been 400 to 50 to 60G. See, I get the 50 gram pouches there. 300. No, it's 40 quid for a 50 grab. I won't find intelligent life on Earth. I'm still looking. You're trying to get me to sing there, Kate. There's another helicopter coming over there. Robert as well, thank you for the gifts. Appreciate that. All goes back into the stream. Roswell, likely early flux line tech prototypes. Hey, I'm open to that. I'm open to it. And some of the ships are the size of Earth. Let that sink in. Especially the Musk one there, where he physically brought that sink into Twitter. You can say a lot of things about Musk, but he does have a sense of humour. But I mean, principle, yeah. I mean, there's some really interesting science fiction that posits ideas about, look, you get to a certain size of a civilization, and you might as well just start to adapt the planetary bodies themselves, maybe even the star as a form of propulsion to just move your whole fucking solar system where you want to go. So quite potentially there. Gribbage, how are we doing? Sorry it's taken me so long to get to you guys there. God, I'm nearly half an hour behind. I can see the aliens every time I visit an off-license. And from Newport Pagnell, how are we doing there, Bailey? Sorry, I'm so far behind. Raf's posting in the Discord, but he's not posting here. And Mark there, hi all, sorry for coming late there. I was talking about the UFOs that I've seen over the years, a few days ago, if you remember. Yes, Mark, of course. And I'm going to subscribe there. Great channel. I'm looking forward to the 12th. Mark, thank you for that. And it is always good to have you in. Sorry I'm so far behind in the chat tonight. And the humans are limited. Aliens have probably created ships the size of Earth, and we can never reach this level. I don't know about never, but maybe there are things that block it there, even in a million years. I mean, if we look to development, as long as there's nothing that gets in the way to a substantial amount, it does look like it does just happen inevitably. You look at civilizations on Earth, even for our limited understanding, then it just does look like it happens. I helped to negotiate the treaty between the United States was it Space Corps and the US Air Force for the Flux 9 Tech in 72-73 as head of Intelligence 5 VEY Intelligence there. Now that sounds pretty damn cool. Who was the manufacturer of the Flux 9er? Hey, UFO Blackout, how are you doing? Sorry it's taken me so long there. Super Pancake there, how are you too? J-Dog, my family's from the UK, I live in America there. They came in 1692. Wow, that is a link back, isn't it? Oh, that is so cool. Whereabouts in the UK were they from? The truth is up there, and it might also be down here. Human maracas. The craft was shown. The craft I was shown was a saucer-shaped exterior, but the interior was strongly resembles the McCandless drawing of 1970. Okay, yeah, because I know the McCandless drawing as well there, but the externals, like they'd done a better version of the externals there, made it a bit nicer there. Lazar and Element 115. It gets an interesting part, old 115. One of the most interesting things I heard about that one was the Amy Eskridge, sadly the scientist that passed away. She said Bob Lazar was right, but got it round the wrong way. It wasn't that 115 was the propulsion. That was the byproduct. That was the waste product from the propulsion system there. Hey, Holly, how are you doing? And the craft Bob saw was undoubtedly human tech. The purpose of his indoctrination to the tech is a speculation. Lots of I'm there. And is the star Betelgeuse on screen now? I really hope I'm around when it goes supernova. PB, we do have it on screen. Seasonally, not at the minute. I think, when was Betelgeuse on screen? It was it like November, December time, or was it a bit earlier than that? Was it October? I can't remember, but we do have it regularly, like we have Vega, the big bright purple one, with us. Betelgeuse, it does come up quite regularly for us, but it's a seasonal thing, and yeah, I'd love to see that one go bang. Nothing special there, Jedi. I got to oh no, you're having a chat there, and Kai as well. Yes, we do there. So I've seen many. What's the best one? Bob saw the Black Manta craft. Did he for that one? I thought he just saw the sports model one, but maybe he didn't. He did see, didn't he, as well? He said that he saw the ones in the other bays at a distance. Just having a full-blown conversation about medical in the UK. Oh, is that what it's about? And the shapes and sizes of the UFOs do seem to change with the time, and not really seeing the classic saucer shape and style. With the question of why do they change, or is it suggesting the shape of false memories? So both, I think, are very, very plausible. Technological advancements could be an explanation there. Different sources, maybe different people from different places, different versions of that technology. There does seem to be a seasonality, but it's not quite 100%. People do still see saucers, but also the cigar-shaped ones. They're a classic. They seem to be coming back into fashion. But yeah, there does seem to be. Does that imply like a human part of it, part of that cultural thing coming to it there? The black triangles are later generations from the craft I examined. So I do find the old TR3B, these triangles, I find them very, very plausible. And therefore, obviously, the previous runners up to that, the man-made ones, as you say, like Fluxliner and similar. And panspermia is a hypothesis stating that life exists throughout the universe, spreads via asteroids, comets, space dust, instead of starting from scratch. Life hops from one habitable world to the next. Perfectly put, and much better than my badass explanation there, Living Light. Very well put. Yeah, exactly. So you've got that panspermia in a natural sense. It just naturally happens, and then the idea of directed panspermia, which could be that, we're going to send this seed bank to that planet there, or just send them out into the universe. Hopefully life will just generally spread. Has anyone read the book Alien Interview? No, Amanda. It's a good one. And if there is alien contact, my red phone rings. And it's never rung there. But why would you have a red phone still to this day? If you were active at those periods, why would that still be? Why would you be the one to call now? Surely there'd be other people active. Amy Allen from the show Dead Files says aliens can teleport interdimensionally, but doesn't know how they do it. And that's, to a degree, we're not going to know. Oh, we can observe something strange, not understand it fully. Doesn't mean it didn't happen there. The dimensional or the teleportation stuff it's plausible, but for me, a lot of it goes into the realm of magic. And I'm more interested in the stuff that we might be one or two steps away from that we could then figure out. Like, not that the other stuff isn't real or isn't going on, but like the chances of us being able to understand it. I want to push the needle a little bit more, kind of make a few connections with it there. Best check the line. You've been snipped there, Ed Barrett. And Bugle, so I wonder if the aliens are watching now. Can you stream snipe? Well, you do wonder, didn't you? Like, if they're intercepting signals or something like that. What do they make of all this? And Caveman, how are you there? How do we know we're not the aliens and we didn't crash that? Exactly, Caveman. Now, the mainstream will say, look, there is this evolutionary train. We can detect universal common ancestors, that we're all related to all the life forms here on Earth. But, like, how do we know it all happened here on Earth? Like, again, you hear all this from the scientists, and they say it quite confidently, but what they mean is they're interpreting a few data points they have measured and then kind of guessing the rest. It's our best working theory, and that's great, but it doesn't mean that they know the whole story. I think there's the 12th there, Craigie Chan, life of the name there, going to be an earthquake, 9, and plus that will happen. Well, we'll see. It's coming up, isn't it, there? And Charlie from Oxford, love it. How are your skies tonight? We're getting a bit of clouds here now. The triangle. Oh, you saw the triangle formation too. I think we've seen that one once, and yeah, it is phenomenal. Captured the SS General Wilhelm Monaco on the run. Canada, 1973. My American airborne Rand. There. Oh, also, yeah, you mentioned Canada a while. So, are you Canadian? Or are you US living in Canada? Told me about the Diglockel, the Nazi plasma trap experiment, and that Kamala came to America in chains. So that is very, very interesting there. Very one. And living like, if a Martian meteorite seeded Earth, then we are literally Martians. And if another planet seeded Mars, we could be descendants of Venusians or even an extraterrestrial world. Bang on, bang on. It means that all life in our galaxy might share the same ancient ancestors, a universal common ancestor, making us cousins to the aliens we haven't even met. That is where my gut goes with a lot of this. That there is those connections, there is a relation in some way, shape, or form. You know, maybe we are all related. You know, like if we looked at how Earth is here and evolution, but why did it all just have to happen here on Earth? And do man-made satellites have rules for the traffic, because there must be quite a lot orbiting? And how do they stay up there about crashing into each other? It's a big fear, a really big fear for them now. They're very worried that they will start doing that, and the snowball effect of, you know, one smashing one makes 1,000 pieces. Those 1,000 pieces are like, you know, speeding bullets that then go into others, break them up, and to snowball chain reaction, Kessler syndrome. And that would make space probably inaccessible to us. We wouldn't be able to put satellites up there. We wouldn't be able to get rockets up there for between 10 to 100 years. They're really worried about that. So they have their orbits, their rules. You know, I'm going to do this circle. You can do the same circle, but you've got to do it a little bit. So we're both kind of doing this, and then, you know, they really do precisely time it all. And they're very rarely they crash, but they do. Oh, they did earlier on, but when it was much less busy. Now it's a much bigger risk there. So they have the rules of where they're all going to be. Relax and take a drink. Yeah, trying to. Okay, I want to finish up before we come off there. Cruiser down 50 gram for 20 quid for 50 grams. Are you gone back in time? Can you post it to me? That's half price. Yeah, basically they do kind of have specific, like, it's not in the sense of it's like a physical patch, but they will give them like coordinates, and then they will, like, you know, do that. Yeah, 50 grams of the cheapest round here, 39 quid. Side note. Yeah, big up everyone. Good Jedi. And Trevor there, 1997. My father was on the M5 going from Exeter to Bristol. And as we approached Taunton Dean services, I saw a bright red ball of light flying very low towards Taunton there. Interesting, and especially going back into the 1997 to the 90s there. Again, not many things that can be. It really is just planes and aircraft, but I'm sure you've seen planes and aircraft before. Not normally just red lights, are they? Ooh, that is a tantalising one there. Was it a straight line? Was it going sideways? Was it leaving? Towards Taunton from your angle there. Good job. What are you quitting for, Kate? Where are we down here in the chat? There's a 1 star in the United States. Sky that shines like Christmas tree, twinkling in different colours. It's probably the mothership coming. There is a star, you know, I don't know what it is, but we see it here as well. And when you start looking, you've never seen it before, you think exactly that. Like, even the missus is going, what the fuck's that? It's always over a certain part of my roof. It flashes and disappears. Even Venus, I hadn't seen Venus properly in the night sky before, and I can see why people do mistake that one, because it's so close by, it's so bright, it does look odd compared to like the stars and the other planets. And Vincent there, good evening there, just a wee quickie. When I was living in Edinburgh in 1977, I saw 3 lights which just disappeared into the night sky for about 1 minute and then disappeared. Interesting. I saw 3 lights which just disappeared. So 97 as well. Nowhere near as many satellites up there as well. It's very interesting. Thank you, Vincent, for that one. And Leon, how are you doing there? Wow, so what's that? A good question. So I'm so far behind in the chat. I'm ploughing through that. I'm ploughing through. Thank you from the Balkans. Mushy as well. Good to have you in there. Who's face Alan out there with his unicorn express flavoured vape. The Timo version I got is really good quality. I've got to admit, Alan, I think he was something like that. He's not been too bad. Doesn't have the safety label, though. Don't give him to your kids. And Robert, how are we doing? Just getting to your message there as well. Bugle, Aliens versus Dinosaurs. I'd pay to see that movie. And is it Daniel there? Is that a way to find a straight difference between satellites or something? Yeah. So technically, the way we're doing it is by their anomalous movement. So if we see something that moves in a way a satellite can't, then that gives us the eureka. But if they don't, and again, ET most of the time isn't going to be doing anything. There's not much to avoid up there. Straight lines, consistent speeds can look very similar. So how do we tell them apart? We are trying to get our tracking software, which is still playing up at the minute. We are trying to get to recognise the night sky, and then to try and map the known man-made satellites with their orbits in the next stage there, and that'll help us filter out a bit more for it there. 60 grand. Oh my god, it's even more. Oh my god, Raph, that's ridiculous. We're single-handedly funding the NHS. Not going to the right shops. We've only got about 3 shops in this village. If a UFO landed and invited you take a ride to see what lies beyond humanity, would you be ready? Oh, Manub, that is a good question. Like, head says, like, heart says yes, head says, I don't know. Like, logically, I think actually, yeah. Like, when else are you going to get a chance? Even if they're lying and they're just going to take you back and chop you up for parts and put you in a human zoo on their planet, right? That's still like a once in a billion opportunity, isn't it? So tempting still, but I do get scared. I am a bit Scooby-Doo. 53 for 50. Oh, yeah. It's ridiculous, isn't it? At the minute, it's almost to the point where I could get on a plane, bring back the duty free for less. In fact, sorry, I might do that. Maybe we could tie it in, guys. I'll get a cheap Ryanair flight out of Bristol to, I don't know, wherever on the continent, and we'll do an on location from somewhere in France or in Spain. You know, it'd be cheaper to do that, pick up my duty free, and we get to do a hot Skywatch. The patches would be cheaper, they would, but it's it's that devilish bad boy edge that I have when I have a cigarette in one hand and the sunglasses in the other. You know, I'm not sure if I'm ready to sacrifice that. I don't have more of a personality. Quits 12 years ago. There, 40, 50 grand used to be free. I remember, you know, getting your change together in school for like a 10 pack of Sovereign. You know, it's not the 25 for a box. Oh my god, Raph, as well. It is crazy. The problem is, like, obviously we know smoking isn't healthy. That's duh with it there. But the problem is that we're banning everything in society that are people's little stress reliefs, and we're not dealing with the fact that people are stressed. And it's like, and then we go, oh, massive mental health crisis. What could possibly cause that? And you're like, oh, I don't know. You're taking away everybody's coping strategies. Maybe it's that. You know, not actually tackling the problems. 40 quid for 30. Whew, that's crazy. Don't smoke if you yeah, don't start, it's too expensive there. Oh, they really do. They really do. And over the UK as well, the difference is there, because even the local shops and supermarkets, bang on 39 quid, no difference around here. S4 Hanger, Leandro. Yeah, so somebody just mentioned this earlier about that. I'll have to look into more of that one. Probably the furthest away as well. I have to just post it to us there. I'm interested in a space there, not being spaced out. Bit of both. Got abducted and they got me high tree sort. Hey. Well, actually, funny you should say that, because I do hear that one of the theories that I've heard from multiple people is that don't look into the eyes, because through the eye that they can kind of induce like a real high dopamine rush, a dopaminergic rush that makes you complacent because you feel happy and you feel positive. Yeah, I'm going to go with you guys. I've got no threat response. Lots of people have spoken about that, and we do know that that sort of thing is possible. It isn't actually all just tricks of the mind. There, big eyes do that to us. You know, certain facial features. That's why we go, oh, look, cute baby, cute puppy, because it's triggering that dopaminergic reaction. And maybe they've evolved to do that to kind of give us sort of complicity there. How else do you think they crash? Yes. And Kev, seen a flare-like object, many single UFOs, and a triangle. Oh, so yeah, the single ones as well. Like it's so much more common than I would have thought in the first place. With their movement of those single ones, was they like mechanistic, as in like this 90-degree turns, or a bit of a dance to it? Because I find a lot of the time. A lot of the time, there does seem to be this organic little dance, like lion cubs play fighting with some. And some are more mechanistic, and I feel like the dancey ones could be the plasmoids there. It's still your job, is it? But back in the 70s, though, that you were doing that. So what's the 70s? 20, 30, 40. So 50 odd years in the same job? And surely you would have had to have been senior there at the time. Not impossible. The dilithium chamber is coughing. Haven't read it there, but I've heard about part of it there. It sounds interesting. Yes, it does. Got your game downloaded, Cruiser. You still have us on the background. There's alien mothership behind that cloud there. Oh, maybe they're cloaking. Roswell, also female alien raft. Jesus. I'll catch you later, Lucy. We're going to be off seeing ourselves there. And X there, Expedition X spotted a Black Panther in Derbyshire. Quite possible. There's a lot of those black cat reports. And Rib, hey, I got funny from my teens. I worked on a farm and I was driving along the A96 to another farm to pick up a trailer load of bales. And I was putting on Lippy when a car of lads overtook me, and I saw it was a female, and they were roaring out their window. That is good, yeah. Oh, where are we down here as well? Sorry, I'm just losing my place now. Oh, I'm a Mountbatten Patent Windsor. Oh, okay. I hold a military commission in Canada. Okay, now I get what that was for. Now, yes. Commissioned in Canada and US as well as citizenship and all three. The Queen was my legal guardian. And all my life, Princess Anne and I, childhood best of friends. So that's quite the claim out like there. But that does now actually answer a lot of those other questions. I kind of didn't put those connects with what you're saying about that bit previously. So that now fits in a line there. Can we look you up with your name? Watch The Strain and have a TV show, a weekly hour. We haven't done like a little TV club though. We'll have to do it at some point there. Zoe as well, coming in with the follows. Where are you joining us from? Thank you for joining us there. If there is a ship behind the clouds, it is a mothership or a father ship. Well, father because it's farting there. Who manifested the myths there? The great daddy ship. Oh, you quit smoking, Kate. There we go. I'm bloody wise. Just ice for you now. The bright red was Putin's target practice. 80% of the stars are red dwarfs, and we don't see one half of the stars. We do see our binary. This is true. This is very true. The red dwarfs are the most common, aren't they? Yeah, 80%. And most of them are binary or even trinary systems. Yeah, so our stars are actually a little bit rarer. It's a smaller one on its own, and they have thought for a while, maybe, where's the big fucker? Where was our companion star for so long? They haven't found one yet. So it doesn't look like it was, but ours is a bit of an odd one out in that sense there. Spent your life in special forces with 5 eyes. Oh, okay, now that makes sense, the abbreviation there. And I'm the Windsor no one talks about. Not that one. Not the friend with the island one. Not Andrew. But yeah, the Mountbattens are very, very interesting. We know that that does come up occasionally, and half the stars we do see. But yeah, and what some UFO craft have prayer rooms. Interesting. Is that like an accommodation for us? Because there are a couple of stories where people have had these close encounters with beings of the third kind or whatever. That religion is a thing for them as well. Maybe not necessarily the same as us there. And Joseph, it's raining here in northwest England. When I put the camera away, I'd love it to rain there. Slowly culling down the 50 degree will last me 2 weeks. Wow. 4 days. 4 days falling over for me. How do aliens stay fit? They do. Interstellar. Very good. UFOs are water filled. I've heard something like this. And look, water, if you've got a way of making that work for you, is one of the most abundant things that's out there. Not necessarily in liquid form, but ice there. We're all good there, Robert. Just very, very behind the chat. I'm glad you're doing well. And I wonder if aliens have a trust pilot there. No one ever gets my League of Gentlemen references. Are you local? So, Kate, I watched, when I was a kid, like one episode of that, and it genuinely freaked me out. It genuinely freaked me out. I'm sure I'm missing out on good comedy, but I must have just picked the wrong episode. Goodies on tour there. The Village. Where are we? Dark matter. A spoonful holds the power of the sun. They theorize, don't they? Antimatter definitely does with it there. And tall, about Bill O'D. Oh my God, yeah, poor Bill. That's a recent one. But it will be Raph. It will be the caffeine next, because they go, oh, look at the damage that all this is doing. You go, yes, lads, but you're looking too far down the train. What is causing us to do this? Because you know what? I don't have a stressful day. I don't smoke half as much. Mind blowing, isn't it, lads? But oh no, we couldn't tackle that. It's far too complex. We'll just put in more rules, and you'll all be healthy. It's the same. It's if you squeeze a balloon, it's got to go somewhere. It'll pop out somewhere else. Poke it in there, it comes out there. I say the stress is literally the world and how it, but that is the thing though, Kate. That is it. It's not that we should not do nothing and not try and curb our vices. Sometimes they can double down on things, can't they, and become their own issue within that. But we actually might have to tackle the real things in this world there. Detox from the parasites. I possibly would look into something like that. It's been something that's come up for me before. Redland was the cheapest, 79p for 10. My God. When was that? I remember, like, you know, putting your 50p's together with friends for the 10 pack of Sovereign. Red dwarfs are the last light of a system, or thinking things will crowd around its light there. I like that, and yet very right. How are you doing, Truesdale? Is that tall Paul? Now I wants to be abducted. Easier. Kate is everywhere. Kate is omnipotent. The end of the universe. Oh, red band. God, that takes me back. Very waves and dancey for the singles there. Woodbine, and that is an old one now. I found Woodbine Joseph under the floor, you know, from like when the builders were in the house in the 20s. And it is Cloud Watch now. It's Venus Watch. Alien craft always stays behind the clouds. Well, some people, who was it that was sending me pictures of square clouds that they were seeing? And you go, that does look like there's something going on. Look, and in fact, you know, clouds would work to gravity. They could be manipulated. If it don't have a belly button, it can't pray. I'll catch you later, Raf. We're going to be off soon ourselves now. We're almost caught up, I think, with the chat. Almost. It's cold. You're trying to get me to sing now. And in the Middle Ages, we all would have been burned at the stake for this gathering in the middle of the night watching. We would have. Thank God. It doesn't feel like a very tolerant time, does it? But it is. And this is where I think it is the bias of our modern media, seeing all of the bad things all of the time. Whereas we can look back and objectively, many things are much better. You know, the arc of human progression and improving, you know, life for most people is going up. You know, there's a lot of big peaks and troughs, and it's not an equal one across the board. But overall, I do think we are better off than we have been. And it's funny because I've literally just finished eating melting, working through a cup of ice. Every time I'm thinking of the ice. There, you can't have like an ice cigarette replacement. Discovered that my ice thing could possibly be something to do really, because a few people do like munching on ice cubes. Like, it isn't just a weird you thing. Neurospicy sensory thing. Looks like we're getting a bit of lag, guys. Are we back on TikTok? I think we're getting a bit of lag. I think my neighbour's just decided to re-download Lord of the Rings Director's Cut in 4K again. But we are winding things down, aren't we? Antimatter is cool. I'm much more... Well, antimatter we know is real, don't we? It's the dark matter and the dark energy. I'm betting money, guys, they're throwing those off. Dark matter first. I'm more open to dark energy, but I still think it's a case of scientists not doing the math properly. And Jazzy, are we losing gravity for 7 seconds? So this is one of those rumours coming up in... It's meant to be... Is it the 12th, the same day as the eclipse? Something like that. Or is it the 9th of August? Or has that already happened? That was yesterday. So they do say that there was this rumour going around. There's a gravitational wave on its way, and it's going to collide with another one here perfectly on Earth, and it will cancel out our gravity for just a few seconds. But can you imagine what that would do to us? That would just be catastrophic if we didn't have gravity, even for a few seconds. It'd be crazy. I have no idea if that is possible, if that's what would happen if a gravitational wave... We know gravitational waves are a thing, but if that is how it would interact, I don't know. I'm not smart enough to know. But what I do find suspicious about it is that there's no way we would know. Because gravitational waves travel at the speed of light. That is the fastest thing in the universe. So therefore, if... we wouldn't have no way that that's happening in the distance to know that it's coming for us. You know, if we saw a star bounce as it's riding that wave and go, oh shit, why did that star just bounce riding the wave, if that's how it worked? The light from that star that showed the star moving would be travelling at the same speed as the wave. So we'd see that as soon as the wave kind of got here, if that makes sense. So yeah, I don't think we would know, even if that thing is a true thing. Is it related to Uncle Matter? I've not heard that one, but I'm stealing it. And there's a local shop for local people. There's nothing for you here. I know the quote, but I have. It was them that freaked me out. And coffee is meant to be good for you, but it's over roasted. Yeah, I think like most things in moderation to some degree, isn't it? The coffee has there, but nicotine is as well. Obviously not the other stuff that it's bundled with, but nicotine is actually really, really good for your brain and for your body in lots of senses. As well. Out happening, Mr. Gazzo, not at the minute. We're just getting rid of those last clouds. 79p, my God. For red band there. Only cases where the occupants float. And was it Rothman's Royals that came back in the packet? Yes, it was Rothman's. Because I once in a past life, I owned an off license very briefly for about a year, and that's when I started smoking, incidentally enough, very stressful. But I would go through the fag cabinet. Oh, I've not got the ones that I liked the most, so I'll try Rothman's for a while. They weren't that bad there. Liberty, how are you doing? Good to see you in. How are you working? How's it all going? UFOs and cornfields are highly correlated. So I would like to do a little bit of a field watch to see if we can do something. But I need to make friends with a farmer. Oh, Liberty, well done. How are you finding it? And what would you recommend to do it? It's one of those things that I need to at some point do, just because think of the stuff we could buy for the stream, guys, if I wasn't spending my money on that. We look for water in space. It's kind of a signal for life. Well, we do, don't we? Liquid water, because it indicates that habitable zone. That it's close enough to the star to be liquid, but not too close it's evaporated, and not too far away for it to be frozen. Because that's what's life here on Earth as we know it. It needs that. But the habitable zone and what life needs is getting a wider and wider thing the more that we search with it. But we know there's lots of frozen, liquid water out there. Not liquid, it's frozen. It's ice out there. 8 months? Was it really? Okay, I thought it was longer. I just assumed it's always been, but you probably have said. How did you do it? What was the eureka for you? Was it just being forced to, like, the other stuff going on? You just didn't have a choice. Oh, it's on the 12th. Hold on to something to get splattered. You'll be out there going, Sam said it wasn't going to happen, that bastard. as you're floating off. Got the timing spot on there, perfect. Getting used to the grid. We have a lovely new program at Grumham. I own voting shares. It's called DARC there. Oh, excellent. You've got voting shares. So I have some voting shares in some things. It's not a lot. It's not a lot, guys. It's very minimal amounts. But I did the defence contractors just because I thought, well, if they do come out with reverse engineered stuff, I want to make sure I've got some money on that one. When we bought the house, all of our moving costs and what was it? The stamp duty and things like that. All of that was paid for by Tesla. Thank you very much. I put like 50 quid on it during the lockdown, just like a lot of people did at the time. Left it and it went like that. Got thousands out of it. But that was the only big one there. It's literally minimal across the board. And the tech for FTL travel would also possess many factors. So there are so many things, because this, even if we do get that technology, which is definitely possible, definitely feasible, it would... getting your head around it, like the time isn't the same everywhere, plus or minus, and it's not just like we go on a long trip now and need to allocate the time to get there and back. You could get back before you left, and things when you go far enough away aren't connected in the same way. We don't have the reference point for how we would have a civilization like that, how we would do with that when we're sending people off. We'd never see them again, even if they got there in their lifetime and came back well within time. It wouldn't work like that for us there. Join the dark side. I like that name. And I'll catch you later, Amanda, as well there. It's the only one who's freaked out. No, not at all. Yeah, it just unsettled me, and I didn't watch any more of it. I think it was an episode where there was a local that come in and they burnt him. Like, that was it. That was just weird, weirdly unsettling. Oh, Dunhill. Yes. Dunhill they were the red. Rothmans were the blue. Dunhill was the red, I think. Power of a Small City, Teresa. Yeah, which is actually down from what they thought, like the power of a star, wasn't it? But yeah, warp drive, wormholes, all that sort of stuff, do not break physics. It's more than possible. We think we know how to make it. We just don't have the energy, because you need a fuck ton of it there. That is the barrier for it. Hadal Zone is the Marianas Trench for many worlds. And yeah, I think so. There probably are going to be lots in that world there, but we're learning with what we've got to hand. The more we look, the more we find that life is just far more tolerant of other environments as well. So the habitable zone is getting wider and wider. Bought a vape, strong liquid, and now I'm on the lesser strength. So you did with the vape stuff. Problem is, I tried those e-cigarettes when they first came out back in the day, and the problem I found with them is that because I don't do it for the immediate hit, I'm doing it as something to do, as a distraction, a stimulation, the same as eating, shopping, or whatever it might be. I don't stop. So when it burns out, I go, right, I've finished that one now, I shouldn't have another one. But with the e-cigarettes, I just sit there, and then I'd end up going, oh God, I feel really sick. Oh yeah, I've burnt the whole e-cigarette out that was meant to last a day or two, or with it like that. So the vapes, I'd be a nightmare for, I just wouldn't stop. So it was that one, Kate, for it then. Would not recommend. Little did I know, yes. 12 years ago, I went cold turkey and started vaping there. I learned how to make my own juice. Then over the years, reduced my nicotine to around 2019, vaping a zero nic. See, the nicotine itself is nicotine's all right. It's a neurotropic, isn't it? It's got its benefits. It's just the way that we ingest it a lot of the time. Obviously, got the addictive components, obviously. You quit at Christmas. Well, God, that's a good day to check to check in for it. An OG Professor, what software is this? So it's all custom built. We've been there. We've not actually got our tracker on, have we? So we see if we just refresh it on last time. Let's get the tracker on, because when we refresh it, it should work again. It's going to sulk a little bit with the clouds, but so we turn it on, see if it will track any movement up there. It might not. It might just have a sulk. It's a bit quiet. Oh, that's a flasher. Somewhere around where my cursor is in the middle. Just one flash. Oh, there you go. Look, we've actually got a real one up there. Look.
Zoom mode activated.
There we go. This is our tracker. It's a little bit crap at the minute. There you go. So it got lost on the star. Went to the brighter star. We just picked up one there, though. It is good for identifying the movement in the first place. I tend to miss that. So yeah, no, we're building it all ourselves, hence why it's a bit crap. We probably will make the tracker available to people once it settles down, and it settles down, it's a little bit better. We talked about the 21-mile UFO over the moon yet. Not really. A little bit we've touched on it, but I'm waiting for somebody to do a deep dive so I'd have more information on it. Right, the straight tracks could be... No, that is all just cloud that is tracking. This is weird. Never used to track the clouds. Now it's tracking the clouds. Let's turn that one off until they pass. Generally think it's a mind over matter there. It's breaking that hand to mouth and giving it the vote. So this is the thing. It's like I don't know what I use it so much for transitioning tasks as the ADHD. If I'm doing something, my brain does not like to change gear. So if I go out for a smoke, then I can change the task. It's kind of like going into neutral and into something else. And like I genuinely think I wouldn't be able to hold down any form of employment without it or get anything done. So I think I have this inbuilt, like, no, I need it, which I need to erode first, because if I think I need it, there's no chance I'm going to quit there. Invested a few millions in the GICs and RSPs in 89 there, it's voting shares. Apple, Sony, Raytheon, Lockheed, Grumman, and Boeing. Rheinmetall, didn't know those ones there. I thought it was in Krupp, yeah, 3M. Did 3M as well. Colt and Big Oil, etc., etc. Yeah, but just like that. It was easy after 25 years. Yes, I've never been a big one on that sort of stuff there. I'm not against it. I did when I was younger, but I never enjoyed it. We're going to be taxing vaping liquid in October. Prices will... they confirmed it. And you know they're going to do it. It's like... I love the government because, it's not the... Okay, we're running out of money. How do we get more money? No, it's that's all they're always doing. It's never, maybe we should look at not wasting so fucking much of it there. That is the other half of that equation, lads. Robert there coming in with a guest, thank you for that. Stopped in 12 months back, and I've had tinnitus 24/7. Really, Mr. Gaza, that is interesting. Not good, but interesting that there's a correlation there. Isn't the same nowadays. Their tobacco companies just jumped on the bandwagon, yeah, because they've realised they'd lose it. Yeah, 100%. But on weight there, but I am now starting to eat less. So that is the other thing, like, I can't afford to get on any more weight as soon as you stop the old smoking. It's good for the gut, is it, as well? I knew it was good for the brain. I've seen a dancing thingy kite. Where you are? Oh, what's it like there? Plan on drilling in the North Sea. Revamping Scunthorpe. Well, I think they'll like that. Yeah, it could do a bit of extra income and kill the net zero, deregulation, streamline acquisition, reindustrialization. See, that's a one. The reindustrial, like, to a point. But we have a habit of going, what was it like in the past? And it was better in that sense, and let's go back to... It's not quite... The world moves on, the world changes. I don't think we need to reindustrialize to the same degree. We do need to have some strategic interest in it there, but it's not, it's not the same, I don't think. I've seen a dancing one in person. Really, Kite? Describe the dance. And throw the heart over the bar, and the body will follow. So, yeah, that's where I need to go with it, I think. Yawn lethal. Please explain more about the 12-mile spacecraft over the moon. They're not heard about this one. So I think it's some Ukrainian scientists have put a paper out now, scientific paper. It hasn't been peer-reviewed yet, basically saying that they think they have observed, I think, multiple craft, maybe one of them being a massive one in orbit of the moon. They call it an alien mothership. So obviously we have to wait for the peer review, because that's when other scientists go, you've forgotten this, and no, you're just, you're making it up, basically. Your maths is wrong. Or they'll go, we can't see what's wrong with it. Looks like this could be interesting. So that is like normally the litmus test for these things. So it's interesting, but I'm waiting for somebody with more understanding to kind of read through it all. Building the website, and it's keeping me busy there. My wife, middle son, have ADHD. Our youngest son is autistic, very high on spectrum. So I get it. Yeah, it's I know. Yeah, you've all across the board. You're exposed to that as well. Yeah. But yeah, little projects like that, I'm all right for. When we're deep into doing things like that, I can distract myself, but I can't come away from it. Like, I find it really hard when we're doing stream stuff, when we're on a roll, adding new features, to then, for my day job, like, my productivity goes through the floor with it. It does normally come back around, and then the things that I learn doing this, I can then utilise in my work, because there is a bit of an overlap, so it kind of balances out. But it is difficult. How you doing, Sean? You'd hate yourself, probably for many reasons there. And Alessandro, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from there? Waiting for, let's go. Later. It is. They're making it 10 billion times worse, aren't they? It was like a wavy motion, just stop and dim and out. That is very, very anomalous, Kai. There, a bit jealous. We haven't seen that ourselves tonight. There. If this were the 40s and it could end up that way, we are less prepared now than thought. Well, that is true. That is very, very true. There. Make like Interstellar. If only that. All over tonight, they're orb spotting. It is to a certain degree. But it's not fully up to it yet. Use cameras also, or just the software. So it's our camera. It's about 10 meters in front of me. In fact, I can spin it around. In fact, we've got Deneb on screen. I can't spin it around because it's now disconnected. Bloody thing. Oh. Again, this goes through phases of working. Oh, there you go. Hey. There we go. Let's spin it around. Let's get Vega back in shot there for just the last few seconds of the stream. So it's all our own camera, our dish for the alien radio signal hunt that we do when it's cloudy as well, yeah, and then the software on the top. Always working on improvements. Let it sulk for a bit, see if we can get some tracks. But yeah, we're waiting for AI to get to the level where it can, at the minute we do this manually, so it's calculating all this based on certain rules. It's lots of maths that's trying to do the tracking, hence why it's a bit imperfect. But yeah, at some point AI will get there, and we will be able to just feed it into a live sort of engine there, and it will just tell us all the things we want to know immediately. But not quite there just yet there. And gameplay in there, are you doing anything on the Eclipse? So not for the Eclipse itself. I'm just going to be looking like a normal person on that one, but we will be on later, because peak of the meteor shower and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, peak of the meteor shower. But we might be doing an on location this week. I have to check in with our buddy who comes with us there. And wind power is an alternative energy there. It's not green, and it takes huge amounts of oil to build and keep a wind farm going. That is very true. That is very, very true. It depends on how far you want to chop it back, and conveniently people don't talk about the, all the raw materials, the setup costs and all the other adjacent expenses around these things, and then we go, why are we spending all this money on getting so fucking little power? Not everyone deserves a react there. Wrong stream then, Sean. Everyone does. Everyone does. Do you use cameras also, or just yeah, we've done that one. I get fixated on whatever I do there, so I don't stop until I finish whatever I'm doing. But ADHD, but we are all on the spectrum. Probably there may be some traits, mate, Liberty. But honestly, yeah, it's. It really is, and mind fluctuates with other things that are going on in events, but once I'm focused, that's it. That's all my brain will put any real power to. And where is this, and how is the sky? So clear D, good question. So this is a live camera from Wiltshire in the UK, right in the heart of crop circle country, and just down the road from Stone Henge. So yeah, it's a live sky camera, hence why the cloud's going over. The lens itself on the camera is what the most trick is. Obviously it's a good low light camera, but the lens lets in about 2.5 times the light that the human eye does, plus then the camera gives it a little bit of a leg up. So we're seeing all of those things, more stars than you would see, plus it's a low light area here in the country. So that's why we're seeing a lot there. Oh, the tracker has got one. And we're looking at these objects here, just like this thing right now.
Zoom mode activated.
We're looking at this one and that one there. We're monitoring them. For us to tell them apart from them, fuck's sake, that was no excuse for that. The tracker is really, see the wobbling here? That is really throwing the camera off. There's atmospheric interactions there. So yeah, the tracker is struggling a little bit with that. So yeah, we're looking for those ones. We're looking to see them act in a strange way. So stopping dead, shooting off at speed, changing their course or trajectory. That will tell us for sure if it is something anomalous or just a man-made satellite there. It's all about the money with the that's the thing. Yeah, it really is. You're streaming at Liberty. Well, I'll be watching your stream then. For that. Oh yes, you said you wasn't you? Yeah, with who was it now? Somebody you did say you were going to do it with them. Yeah. Red intervention, but yeah, definitely. And they see Cornwall and Devon is the best place to view it where I am. That they are, I mean, more rural areas, again, less of the big population centres means less overall light pollution as well. But for the eclipse, I suppose that's to do with position there. It's meant to be a very, very good place for it. China footage over another UFO today released. Really, I'm surprised that the Chinese are proactive with that, because they've got a lot in their culture, a lot of history politically with Chinese groups and UFO groups and stuff that the main party probably would like to keep quiet there. It's bled dry. We have 3 days work. Yeah, and not surprising with them at all. Yeah. Seen the Air Force be destroyed over the years. Oh God. Yeah, post Cold War, all the what we used to have versus then. And look, we don't need it all to the same degree. This is the thing. We don't need it all. It's not the same as it was, but it doesn't mean that you don't need any of it. And the big wake-up call for us was this, the Ukraine conflict and getting our energy supplies. Look, if you have reserves for an event that doesn't happen, you've wasted money to a degree. It's an insurance policy for the fire on your house that never happened, right? And we're constantly trying to make certain things as efficient as possible, so we only have what we need, but then there's no resilience, there's no redundancy. And again, they were banging on all the time, we can have international energy and all this sort of stuff like that. That's totally fine, we live in a modern world. And then the Ukraine war happens and go, oh fuck, no we don't. They were wrong, we didn't have what we needed, we weren't secure in those ways. So it's always the to and the fro, isn't it, the balance between the two. And it was a bit of I'd like to say a wake-up call, but they woke up to the fact that they didn't have the energy security, but not the principle that they apply. So they'll make the same error over and we're constantly going to make it as humans, which is frustrating. There, Banana, how are you doing? Good to see you, and thank you for the gift. And Rue as well, appreciate that. Where are we? We catch up with the chat. Defence readiness is bottom of nature above Iceland. There's no armed forces. Even surprised at that, I'm not. Eclipse starts approximately 6:15 p.m. on the Wednesday. Thank you, Lilac. I kept meaning to look that up. Where are you going to view the eclipse from? So probably, I haven't figured that bit out yet. Garden, if I can get the angle there. X as well, coming in with the gifts. Over mid, what's that one? User 32, and I had to ask there the Pentagon for silk for British Airborne there. Wish it were funny. No, yeah, but they don't learn, the bureaucrats. Meant with the eclipse, yeah, that was it. Yeah, review for. I've got some crazy footage, man. How would I share it with you? Stupid. So if you've posted it on TikTok, tag us in it. I'll get to it there. If not, link in bio. We've got a Discord community. If you sign up there, there's a personal experiences section where all you guys are sharing all your experiences. So we'd love to see that on there. And that way, even if, there are people that aren't on the stream right now, they'll all see it in the community there. Northumberland should be better. I don't know. I can't get my head around these things. It starts 6:10, ends at that's a long one. I didn't know that one, Lethal. Thank you for the follow there, Tubid. And check out Simon's Astro. Oh, that was it. Simon's Astro there. That you might dual stream it on my other military aviation channel. Monitor the air traffic and the boats, and also satellites, and have heard some strange talk. Oh, OG in the last week. That is interesting. Yeah. What sort of talk have we been hearing? So my life in US Airborne and SIS since 89, loaned back. I can choose my stations, fringe benefit rank, and we spend money on a boat invasions instead of ships and aircraft. Well, that is one of the things. This is the thing. If you talk, you talk to some people, and the problems is all the billionaires not paying tax. You talk to others, it's all the immigration. The realistic is that both are problems, and everywhere in between. you know, they're just used to, they only know how to spend more money and make more rules. And it's like, no, that is the problem. Spend less money, make less rules. That is what you need to be doing. And America had a big hand in our fucking R4. Did they really? They didn't want us to have the TSR2. Oh, because it's too advanced. That was, yeah. Now that was on a technological front. There, that was a really little bit of shenanigans from them. And how you doing, Banana? There. I hope we're all good there. I've missed anything crazy? Probably not crazy actually. We've had some really good clear skies, but not much crazy. And Rue, hope you're having a good time. You too, Rue. Good to see you in. I can legally conceal carry in any Five Eyes, a nation covered with the current struggles. 95% coverage in Cornwall and Devon. The rest of the country is 93%. Did not know that. In sheep for death, yeah. I shall carry 810 last contact. Really? Right. Well, okay. That'll inform my decisions for us in the live on locations. Right. I've just got the time, guys. I'm going to have to go to bed. Definitely need to catch up and need to retrain the algorithm. Oh, definitely, Banana. We always love to see you there. I hope you've been well as well. I hope your back's not too bad. Helitech Laura device. What's that one, OG? What's that? I want to know more on that one. Yeah, I'm going to have to wind up, though, for now, guys, because I've got to go to work tomorrow. But we'll be on tomorrow night. Make sure you're following, subscribe, whatever it is, wherever you are. Thank you for hanging out and sharing your knowledge and your experiences there, your thoughts, opinions, and all that sort of stuff, your accounts with the Highly Strange. And we will be on tomorrow night. And again, it's going to be a clear one. So once again, we'll be doing a lovely Skywatch. Keep your eyes peeled. And yeah, we'll be on and we'll see you there. Probably around 10 p.m. UK time again. So appreciate you all. Thank you for all your support, hanging out, asking your questions. Thank you, mods, as well, for being awesome. They're keeping it safe. Thank you for tapping away, sharing, building up our little community, but also everybody else that's, you know, with the merch and all of the memberships and all that jazz, helping us improve the stream. Really do appreciate you guys. We'll see you all tomorrow night. Bye-bye.